Everybody, how are we doing out there?
Happy Family Day. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm delightful.
You guys?
I'm
Mildly.
awake.
Mildly.
Triggered. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a fun day today.
Oh yeah,
I
you know.
didn't do it. I'm innocent. I waved the white flag.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't you. Yeah, absolutely not you at all.
It's the woke and the non-woke that's triggering you.
Actually,
Yeah, it was one of your
Disney.
friends and
Which
somebody
one?
on a podcast. I don't know. Somebody on one of your. You were complaining about Trudeau being corrupt and
No.
I'm
No.
not arguing about that. One of your friends commented on it,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the triggering. That's all I was gonna say.
What happened was I was complaining how much tax Harper took, and then I got a pay.
Different.
Yes, but it was the same amount of money.
Yeah.
It was the same amount of money that $1,000 was taken off of, not 500 and some. So the same amount of money in 15 years difference. So paycheck size not increased, tax size doubled.
Okay, I'm gonna call this is Jeff trying to instigate politics, and I'm not gonna bite because that's just the thing it is.
I was guessing.
I'm playing the bigger man here, even literally and metaphorically.
You are much bigger than me.
Yes, I am.
How was fishing this weekend?
Fishing was
Jeff?
terrific,
Okay.
guys. So we're doing the Wedding Singer. How do we feel about the Wedding Singer, guys?
I'm pretty sure Mike is in like the bottom 5% of the world.
Oh yeah, everyone loves this
Everybody
movie.
loves this
This is
movie.
a beloved movie.
No.
It is a beloved movie, and you are in the minority.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit.
Look up look up a list of 50 rom-coms of all time. I bet
50?
you,
We did.
top 50.
We did.
This one was not in it.
You guys looked up top 10.
No, we took the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched 50. We had a video in the background, the top 50
This didn't
rom-com.
make in the top
No.
50s.
No.
I would imagine this would make it in the top
Because it's
20.
a comedy, period.
But
It's definitely a
the
romantic
romantic
comedy.
value is so superficial.
that's like the point of the movie.
How many movies aren't they superficial?
Rom-coms, yeah. Rom-coms.
Rom-com, that's supposed to be the main focus.
But
the
like-
romantic part. This is just like.
But they're so superficial. Rom-coms are the most superficial romantic
That's
movies.
why guys don't like rom-coms, because they're all the same formula.
I'm gonna update my opinion. I do enjoy rom-coms in
Yeah.
general. They are like any other genre. 90% of the films in that genre are at best mid. 5 to 10% are actually good. And you know what? I enjoy rom-coms. My wife and I have been watching a fair bit of them in the last, 2 weeks, a month. And you know what? Some of them are fun, and some of them are actually emotionally engaging, and I appreciate that.
Most rom-coms are not that emotionally engaging.
Does-
And if they are, most of them, for the fair percentage of them, it's pretty superficial.
Again, that's
So-
exactly what I said.
What everybody here is not realizing is that different elements of romance trigger different emotions in different people.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the thing, is like, if you were Adam Sandler growing up, this movie is profound. If you were Heath Ledger, for example, from 10 Things I Hate About You, that movie's profound. If you were neither, you might not feel the feelings you feel watching this movie. It's all about how you intake it and process it in your mind.
Okay,
I want to comment. You're 100% right, and I very much
used to that.
appreciate what you said.
You're
the
not
point
used to
I'm
being
making,
right.
and I've said it 1,000 times, there's a difference between liking something and
And it
calling
being good.
something good. That's my argument.
right now in the background, we got the Love Stinks scene.
I still love that scene.
Who hasn't, as a once jaded male, I've wanted to sing that song at a wedding before, because you're sitting there lonely, you're disappointed, and what thing has happened. Damn, I feel that. I really do. I feel that anger that he has in that scene.
But do you want to climb in a dumpster afterwards?
Yes, yes, you do. I have been there. I have been
I
this
think he was
Adam
hiding.
Sandler character.
That's why.
Before the podcast, we were talking about genres, top 40, nostalgic, and all that stuff. Contrary to what I might have said off mic, I'm not a top 40 guy. I never was. Dire Straits, AC/DC, none of that spoke to me.
When I was 5, I
Huey
liked Duran
Lewis
Duran.
in the News. I was a lot of female singers, a lot of deep cut stuff, country.
Huey Lewis in the News was good.
I keep going back to him. He was the core to my teenagedom.
I don't know. I very much listen to Metallica, AC/DC.
I could never get into the heavy stuff.
Unpopular opinion: the Black Album by Metallica is a pop album.
Actually, it was billed as a pop album.
Yeah. Like, look at its popularity and how it, like, I know it's supposed to be metal, but it brought it to the mainstream.
But then again, no, think about it this way, too. 70s, 80s, they weren't billed as a rock band. They were a pop band.
Metallica?
No, when they first came out, and Justice for All, Ride the Lightning, those were metal.
They
Question.
were, but they were billed as a pop band.
Pop is reference to a shortened version of popular, correct?
Yep. Yes.
So at some point,
If it's popular,
if Metallica was at the top of the charts, it automatically defaulted as pop. And that's a question, not a statement.
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
I would agree with that. But it has to be... Some stuff is popular that isn't for everyone. For it to be considered pop, it has to be digestible by the masses.
See,
that's the one thing about it.
The one song, which is arguably my favorite song on the Black Album, is Of Wolf and Man, and that is a throwback metal song.
Yeah.
Like, Enter Sandman, yeah, it's a metal song, but that became so overplayed and so overdone that, yeah, that's totally considered a pop song.
That's the problem with most of the top 40 issues that I had. You know, it gets overplayed and overdone.
Great video, though, especially to watch in the dark.
That's why I don't care to listen to the Beatles anymore. I'm just done. I'm really done.
And at this point...
I never liked the Beatles.
At this point in the scene with his nephews, I always wondered if they were twins, because they're very reminiscent to the way my sister and I would be.
But they're different heights, though.
So were me and Sammy.
Oh, yeah?
I'm taller than Sammy. We're fraternal twins.
I've never seen a family where everybody was the same height, sibling-wise.
I've
rarely
twins.
seen that.
Twins.
Twins are very rarely the same height.
Most identical
I don't
twins.
know. Arnold's a lot taller than Danny DeVito. I don't know what you're talking about.
Jeff,
there.
that in contrast to that, no, most identical twins are not the same height. Mirror twins are.
Mirror twins?
There's mirror twins, identical twins, and fraternal twins.
I've only ever heard 2 out of those. What the fuck is a mirror twin?
They look exactly the same, it's just reversed.
I could see that. I never heard of it either.
Is
but
that not
makes,
identical?
There's a sense.
No.
Like, it's like the chromosome just flipped over. It just
Exactly.
went like this rather than like this.
So, best way to put it, okay, I'm a fraternal twin. Mary-Kate and Ashley are identical twins.
Uh-huh.
And then you've literally got mirror twins. It's like looking in the mirror.
Huh.
But Mary-Kate and Ashley being identical twins, there are differences to them too. Like
very
Ashley
much.
is slightly taller. Mary-Kate has a mole.
Can we talk about how we know he's a douchebag? Because
It's the way he's dressed
dresses
in the
as
video.
Miami Vice?
Yeah.
Should I start with one of the first major problems I had with it, outside of the acting or whatever in this? This guy.
Matthew Glave? Freaking love Matthew Glave.
Is the absolute... I just cannot comprehend that somebody as sweet as Drew Barrymore's character could even remotely want to marry a
Unfortunately, I have, based on somebody I know currently, I believe it. And I don't like it. It's actually something that's bothering me right now quite a bit.
The sweet people very seldom end up with another sweet person, actually. There's always a dominant personality most of the
the
time.
Michael Jackson glove.
Yeah, right?
That's different than asshole.
You love the glove hat?
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson glove.
You think the glove's too much? Yeah. Leave the glove.
Right? I mean, we got...
Freaking Alan Covert. Like, a lot of people didn't realize Alan Covert actually played the caddy in Happy Gilmore, like the homeless bum.
Yeah.
And you don't realize right away, and then you watch it a second time with that knowledge, and it's in the eyes. You can totally tell it's him. But he was never... Like, this is the movie that really kind of brought him out as his own actor, because he didn't really have hardly any lines in Happy Gilmore. But in this movie, he had lines, and then he started being used more and more in Adam Sandler movies, and you're like, oh, this guy's actually pretty funny.
The Adam Sandler crew. We got to talk. Touch briefly on that. Is this the first Steve Buscemi appearance in the Adam Sandler crew?
No.
What was his first Steve Airheads. He was in Airheads.
Yeah.
The Adam Sandler crew wasn't formed yet.
Was
by
Airheads?
That wasn't Adam Sandler.
Airheads was after this, wasn't it?
It was.
No. Airheads was early 90s.
I got it.
I don't need you guys to Google it. It was like 91.
Airheads?
Yeah, 1990,
No.
91. Yeah. Yeah, Airheads is well before.
So, retroly, I have issues with that.
94.
Oh, it's newer than I think.
But you're
but
right, because this movie was 96. So
Airheads was before Adam
or
Sandler
90.
was a star.
This was 98. So you're right. Yes. So
On
because
a
94 he was still in Saturday Night Live. Adam Sandler.
Mm-hmm.
On a retro aspect, it annoys me that we have these crews that are always working together. Early on, it's fine because you do a couple, 3 movies, you know. But when you start seeing the same people in all the movies, it diminishes the value for me.
I didn't mind in the early years as well. I can agree
Like
with
a
that.
couple movies, fine, but all of a
But
sudden it's
you
same
watch
people
like
all the time.
Hoobie Halloween and it's the same people from 30 years ago.
Which?
Hoobie Halloween.
It's Adam Sandler's Netflix Halloween movie.
It's all Adam Sandler people, and it's just kind of like
And you know, and to
Jeff
defend
is
my
right.
own
Dave Buscemi
problematic.
was in Airheads.
one
first
conversation at
versus
a time,
Adam
Laura, and Mike started talking before you.
Yeah.
Sandler.
One conversation at a time.
There's 90s
She was
for
talking
you.
to me, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, but
I know.
there's-
I know.
Now, defend to contrast what I said. There's exceptions to the COVID world. Like when COVID hit and all these actors were out of work and they started doing shit. You know what? Let's get together and do some junk stuff and throw it out there. That's fine because they're buddies. They're you know, I respect that and I can get past that. But Adam Sandler crew was so. Oh my God, this is the bad. Oh my God.
I love this. But he starts doing the bar mitzvah.
But this is very
Oh,
much
actually-
him because he's Jewish.
Yeah,
The depressed one and stuff like that was just like so.
Yeah, but helping out the kid that wasn't.
Well, no,
him and
that's
his
not
friend.
the problem I have. That is. I agree. The emotional engagement they want me to have that's a great idea. I just can't get into it because he's so. This is a better scene. He's not an actor yet. This
movie
scene
has-
is a high point in the movie.
This movie is a 7 on IMDb and a 6 point something with critics, which is actually high for considering it's an Adam
An
Sandler
Adam
movie.
Sandler.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Like again, who are the critics and what generation?
Well, it's a Metacritic score, so they take all the critics.
yeah,
and
but
then
who
they-
are the critics?
Well, they get, like-
Rotten
You can't
Tomatoes,
trust the
anybody
judge.
They
can
get
be a
the
critic.
well. This is old, so
Yeah.
they get the Roger Eberts. They get the
Okay.
all those. So.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm not talking. The rest of the world has to agree with me.
Laura was trying to talk earlier, Mike.
About what?
Oh, you're
I don't know.
just proving
Oh,
about Steve
oh,
Buscemi and
he's
Adam
really
Sandler.
down
Oh.
for
I
me.
was
What were
just
you gonna say?
saying that Jeff was actually right for a change.
What was
For
he
a
right about?
change.
What was he
For a
right about?
change.
Dave Buscemi being in Airheads,
Oh.
which is actually Adam Sandler.
Which was also great
Brendan
Canadian
Fraser.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's Canadian? I did not know that. Huh.
What the hell? I was watching a video. What video was it I was watching? And somebody referenced a great Canadian actor, and they called him fucking. Oh man, it was just like. Oh, I can't remember.
Brendan James Fraser was born in Indianapolis, Indiana, to Canadian parents.
Yes.
So technically, he's American.
so he's
But
American.
legitimately, he's got a
Citizenship.
Canadian.
Wow,
passport,
but-
but it doesn't make him Canadian.
If
No.
he's got a
Well,
citizenship, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dual
You know,
citizenship.
my
but
cousin has a Greece dual citizenship, and she's not Greek.
Yeah, but was she like born and moved here? Like Brendan Fraser?
She was born in Greece, raised in Canada.
That
She is-
makes her
yeah, that
Canadian.
makes her Canadian.
But
That
she
makes
was
her-
born in Greece because my uncle was living in Greece as a Canadian at the time.
yeah, like if
So
you're
she's
on
not.
holiday,
She's a Canadian who was born in Greece and came back to Canada. Like she's never spent any time of her actual
So-
life besides being born for 2 weeks.
No, okay. I see where you're coming from on that one. Now, if you go back to the way the world actually works, though, because she was born in Greece, she's Greek.
She has the citizenship,
yeah,
but
but-
she's not. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh, she's Greece."
regardless of the technicality and legitimacy, do people accuse her of being Greek?
No,
Then there's then there's no problem.
She's Canadian.
We accuse Brendan Fraser of being Canadian.
Even though he
Even though
probably
he's born
never.
in Indiana by Canadian parents that were on a.
So it's like Keanu Reeves all over again.
Right.
Same
And then,
thing.
So
and
he's a
then-
Canadian American.
But they were raised in Canada.
But then
I don't think Brendan Fraser was raised in Canada.
I think he was raised in the States. But then we have Justin Bieber, who we want the States to keep.
Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah, no. Well,
He-
Keanu was raised in Canada. We know that.
Yeah, but he was born in Hawaii.
Yes.
So is
Yeah,
See-
two Lebanese parents or so, or
Yeah,
one of the Middle East people.
he's fucking out there. But yeah.
Same with, Jim
Kiana, see, I give him some Canadian credit.
Yeah.
But if Brendan Fraser was born in America, raised in America,
He's American.
Well,
Yeah,
was he
he-
raised in America?
What about
You have
Jim
to
Carrey?
confirm that, and I'll default that. But all my life I've never heard him referenced as an American. It's always been Canadian.
What do you classify Jim Carrey as?
but see, he was born and raised in Canada, so he's Canadian American.
Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, how?
No, you're not
He
allowed.
didn't
No,
move
no,
to the
no, no.
States until he was 18.
Okay.
So he's Canadian. That's
So
now.
born and raised
Then
in
he's
Canada.
Canadian.
But I bet you he identifies as an American now because he spent more of his life down there.
Did you ever hear the story about his first $1 million
He-
check?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah.
Does Adam Sandler not actually do some good singing here, where he brings up that shy kid and then he grabs Drew Barrymore's ass?
So
The
What's
kid
it-
does, yeah.
Why does everyone want to grab Drew Barrymore's ass?
Yeah,
in
that's the
this
second time in the movie.
Yeah, right?
She's got a luscious ass, okay?
because that's what it's spelled at in this one. But
And now it makes more sense that she's with the Miami Vice guy. Like, he just loves people grabbing her ass, apparently.
But as like you said, Joe, Adam Sandler was actually singing. He can sing.
He does a really good job in that sweet moment there.
And there's my other problem. He's a Jack Black singer. He's incredibly good at it, but he can never take himself seriously. Yes, this is a brief moment in this movie that I say elevates the movie, but he typically cannot sing a true song. He ends up typically goofing the song around with poor voice choices.
He does there's a couple good songs on here. He does. At least a
Again,
couple.
I'd say
And
typically.
Maybe 3.
I don't know, I think you're up by 2.
You don't think it's very good when he's on the plane? I think he does a nice job singing.
No, I don't think that's very good.
No?
It's a sweet song, but it's a goofy song, and I don't think it's pure.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my scene. You remember when we were talking?
That's a great scene. The element of what he's going for is great. I just don't think it's a great song. It's just really emotionally to the moment we're creating. And I think
Why-
there's good elements.
Now, Corey, is it that scene itself that's your scene, or is it Billy Idol?
My
It was
wife,
actually him. I was shocked.
my wife actually said that too. She said, "Yeah, Billy Idol was the best part of the movie, right?" I'm like, obviously, but no.
Nobody threatens Billy.
But no, that scene, like the serenading scene, like that's my top romantic pick that I'd said in our list there like a couple weeks ago. So
Up until the very end part of this with the screaming that goes on, I really like this dynamic between the two of them while they're talking to the photographer, and he's grinding her down to like get the wage.
oh, love
I feel like that's actually a really good moment of friendship that you just don't see in a lot of these
I like-
romantic movies.
I like the idea of it, and I like what they're going for. Again, I felt it was over the top, overdone. They pushed too hard, and Adam Sandler takes it away by his bad yelling and his poor. He takes away from the emotional element that it could have been.
Well-
Because I like the concept of it.
I can agree towards the end he takes away from it, but he does do up until that very end.
So then my question is, at what point do you forgive these failings? You just admitted at the end he ruined it, so
Yeah,
or
but
at least he dropped it. So at what
He-
point do you consider this? It was good for here, but then it fell apart. And I'll love it because it was good for a moment.
Yeah,
Where's your line?
I don't know.
I know you don't know.
It depends how good it is. I forgot about the end going over.
Adam
Hockey, actually.
Sandler made a name for himself for what he was, right? He was serious and goofy all at the same time.
But he very much made a name for himself for being over the top.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
and at this era of Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
that's what he needed to deliver.
that was his niche. That's what people wanted to see from him. So I think if he made this
Oh, sorry.
another, if he made this like another Spanglish, not that that came out yet, but or anything like that, nobody would have watched it. They wanted to see that little bit of goofiness, and then they wanted to see that chemistry. So
This was his most toned down at this period
Yes.
of his career.
I would probably agree with that from what I remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
totally.
this was pretty.
Well, this is barely post Saturday Night Live.
But again, it's like what I was saying with you. My problem is like we have these moments where it's flowing along and then it gets shot out of shit because of moments that are too forced and obtrusive. Now, again, I'm not saying that anybody shouldn't like it, but it doesn't connect on a emotional, balanced keel. You resonated with you, or you related to it for whatever personal reasons that you connected with it, and that's great. But there's nothing real or relatable in reality to these movies, and the acting is so. We're at that point now where we want to recast somebody because they did something funny in at this period of time. We want that same shit.
If
over
you-
and
I
over
don't
and
think
over.
you had your heart shit on enough.
No.
I think that's
you
your
think I should have had it shit on more?
Yes. Because you could relate more to like this stuff. Because I actually totally relate to where he is in his life.
Oh, I've had that shit happen. It was just in real life.
So
I
this-
didn't have a goofy guy yelling weird things and singing.
See, and actually, as weird as it is, this scene right here reminds me of my uncle.
Yeah.
Because he was a
Wait, what
wannabe
scene are we
artist.
talking about, Laura?
Top
This
talent
right
singing
here.
there.
The one that you're pointing at that
Yeah.
the listeners can't. You have to.
Yes.
You have to address the.
Where
Dress
he's
it.
singing to Drew Barrymore.
he's
sings
singing
the
The
Drew.
Cure. Yeah.
He sings to Drew Barrymore a couple times this movie.
Okay.
See, if this scene would work for me if he was intentionally trying to be goofy. But he's not. He's trying to be sincere, the character.
No, he's
But
trying to.
he said
fails
he's
to
listening
me.
to The Cure, and have you listened to The Cure before?
No. I'm not.
The movie's trying to be goofy to make you laugh.
So
No. The character, Adam Sandler, is being honest in this song. He is honestly trying to portray through this song. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh yeah,
He is.
but,
He is,
but,
but
but
it's goofy.
the comedy's
and
supposed to come because it's so goofy
So-
and over the top.
the scene that we're talking about is literally Adam Sandler is singing about his heartbreak. Mm-hmm. So
And John Lovett's behind the curtain.
he's losing his mind. But
And I'm going to reap all the benefits.
But so this scene alone, that you just, I can't say that the airplane scene would be more realistic. This one, for me, is just because of my uncle.
He's been at that point in his life where he's just
No,
lost his.
it's the wannabe musician.
Yeah.
Sorry, Uncle. It's the wannabe musician.
Well, we lost a listener.
We can't afford to lose any more listeners.
I want to be clear. I think my heart feels warm and fuzzy inside whenever somebody like you can find a moment in a movie like this and relate to. I can't relate to it. I don't
Right?
have that uncle, and I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
feel warm and fuzzy when I relate
I do
to it.
love it when people can connect with things, even if I
Right?
can't.
See, I think that's the advantage with having such a large family. I mean, when you have 10 aunts and uncles and then all their kids and everything else, you got the relatable moments, even in the most stupid movie.
My family is quite dysfunctional in the sense that we never had a lot of fuzzy warm moments. Most of my warm, no, and I don't mean, I can see your family being as volatile as anybody.
Right.
But
I was gonna say one of my fuzziest memories from like me and my cousin was her falling off the school roof.
Oh no! I had this delightful moment when my cousin almost killed herself.
No, so she tried
Wow.
pushing my sister off the roof and missed her.
Oh, pushing!
Oh, it's so much better now.
No, it was a tip.
We totally misread this.
But you see, to me, 20 years later, I can look back and say, oh, okay, he was, or my family was, I can now look at my mom and say, as distant and separated as we might have been as a family, I now that I understand her can understand she loved us in a very different way that I couldn't have understood back then.
My wife stabbed her brother with a fork because he tried to grab some of her food.
I threw a football in my brother's nuts when he had 2 broken legs.
Oh God, you guys don't want to hear the horror stories from my childhood. You guys were tame. Wow.
No.
So,
She
back
stabbed.
to reviewing the movie instead of
Family
therapy.
I'll tell you.
You guys know we publish this on the internet for people to listen to, right?
They don't know my family. We're good. We're
Oddly
good.
enough, this really had very little to do with the movie.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know my maiden name.
Oh
We're
look,
good.
an '80s movie montage that wasn't actually.
Well, I'm saying your family could potentially listen to this.
Oh, they'd laugh.
That is a fake weight. That's one of those terrible tropes I hate. When somebody walks around with a coffee cup that's clearly fucking empty, that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of water in there.
I
put
could
something.
never. I could never.
Have you ever
actually
thought of giving
understand
Mike
that.
weed?
Oh, I've done that. I've been there, done that. It puts me to sleep.
What were you saying, Laura? You'd started a sentence there?
I can never understand the giving them the empty coffee cups.
How hard is it to make it realistic, right?
Right, I guess being somebody
Because they
who's
don't want to
so-
spill. Because costume cleaning, they're adding costs to the film.
Okay,
then.
do you know how many copies of those costumes they have?
Some more than others. Like
It's a full cup of coffee. I just received it. Oh, sorry. Okay. I hate that.
that's
I'm
like in
sorry.
Scrooged, where he's got the baby and he's like, "Oh, I dropped it. Just
Yeah.
kidding. It's a doll."
I love the limo doing the
Donuts.
the
And
donuts. And like,
What relevance does that have to do with
Well,
this?
he
he admitted
said
he was just
I
bugging
know.
him. He just wanted
I
to.
just like messing with them.
Yeah.
they're preparing for a wedding, so you gotta get the limousine driver.
Have you not have to
So
weave
you
it out
wanna
of traffic with a
legitimize it
limo?
where these two are
No.
trying-
He says that she says like, "What does this have? I'm going to hire him anyway. He's the only limo driver in town. He's one of my best friends." I know, but it's just funny to watch him do it.
I'm
just saying-
that, but that's me.
The scene's in there though
seems
because
silly. It was like a forced scene.
yes, this movie is
the
silly,
point.
Mike. This movie is silly.
You ever see Rat? You seen Rat Race, right?
Yes.
We need to do Rat Race on
Oh,
here.
I like
Anyway,
that movie.
yeah, we need to do that
I'm a
movie.
friend of that
Anyways,
one. It was dumb.
Well,
no,
yeah,
but
at least,
it's silly.
At least it was fun for me.
See, Rat Race. I like Rat Race now, but it was too silly when it
I
first
have a
came
friend
out.
of
For
mine
me.
in that movie.
Do you?
Yeah, Erica Hovland. I acted with her in Little Orphan Annie, and she went on to chase her dream. And I don't know if she's done anything after that, but she was one of the Lucille Balls.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I couldn't even point it out because they all
Yeah.
look the same, but you know,
Okay.
she was actually phenomenal.
No, but the reason I said Rat Race really quick is a couple times I hear you talking, and then I think of how they introduced Dave Thomas in it. It's like, this is my attorney, Mr. whatever, I can't remember his name. Tragically was born without a sense of humor.
Well, if you picked a funny movie, you'd see how about that? You know.
Subjective. Anyway,
Oh,
go on, Jeff.
Absolutely.
This is a sweet movie with some silly, actually
No,
funny
no, no, no,
things.
no, no,
No.
no. This is a silly movie with some sweet moments.
I guess you could say.
I
You
say the
could
sweet
say-
overrides the silly, in my opinion.
What's that?
I say, in my opinion, the sweet overrides the silly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's.
I won't tell you your opinion is wrong.
He'd tell me mine is though.
Yes. It's 'cause you're
I'm
such
glad
a
I've got
protagonist.
immunity here, so.
I was listening to the podcast I missed, and it's just kind of like, well, if you were Jeff, I would argue with you. You tell me.
I remember that, yeah.
I was like, what?
I can't remember what that was about.
Neither do I, but I remember that, though. So.
I know.
Yeah, you're lucky you're not Jeff.
There was a couple digs at Jeff, actually.
Yeah, I love the love,
Well,
guys.
see-
Thanks.
Let's be honest. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, part of the thing is they present themselves better. And it's like, boom!
That's what she said. No,
Whoa.
it's funny because anytime somebody misses, like Laura's missed a few.
Quickie.
Laura's missed a few podcasts. Jeff's missed a couple. I've missed one. And I think she's only missed one. But either way, we always take that time to dig on the person who's not there.
Look at this first
Oh,
kiss.
That was a beautiful kiss.
That was a beautiful kiss, right? That was a sweet moment where they're just like, oh my god, like you realize this moment where like,
And yet, this point in the movie when they're sharing their first kiss, like it's a dead giveaway to the song that he's gonna write.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
instrumental
yeah,
to his song.
Yeah.
They call it
it'd be better if
foreshadowing.
I
That's a
could
good.
get past his hair, but yeah, you're right.
Oh,
I
God.
think it was a
The
good
hair
scene.
is supposed to be
And
terrible.
that is so coming back, and I swear to God, I'm going to start carrying around a pair of freaking buzz clippers with me.
He brings in the CD player.
We can put our records on it. No, it doesn't play records. It plays CDs.
I spent $800 for this.
And it's for a component stereo. It's not even its own player.
I'd like to point out that Jeff and I bonded quite nicely over Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a great time. And I don't think we argued a lot. There's a few disagreements we had.
I'm the
Neither one of us
problem then,
like
is what
that.
you're saying? I missed that one and you guys got along. So I'm actually the
We shit
catalyst.
all over that movie so
we
hard.
both didn't like that movie, so that
It
helps
was
a lot.
And
fun.
oddly enough, for completely different reasons.
Yeah, because I'm a fan of.
I still can't.
I think it went. It didn't go silly enough or too
I
outlandish.
liked the memory, the real life stuff with the kids, and you didn't like that part.
Well,
Which is
I guess
odd.
it felt like it was two different movies, right? You could have made like a really gory, fun horror movie, or like fun in quotation marks,
Yeah.
or you could have made like this
Profound,
serious.
yeah.
And it was a problem; they were too squished together, right?
I agree. It didn't know what it wanted to
Well,
be.
I
That
think
movie
what it was
yeah.
is that they wanted to make a horror movie. They did.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, the story itself is a horror story. It's not family friendly. But the game ended up sparking with all the kids that they realized they had to make the movie for kids too, otherwise they lose their target audience. So I think that's what happened is they mashed the genres too poorly that it became a kiddie horror movie, which to adults, that sucks. To kids, they love it.
See, okay, well, the kid part was the stuffy animals that came to life.
Well,
Because
it's...
animatronic.
The children, I thought, were a profound storytelling device that didn't quite work as well as they wanted
So
to.
the way
And I like that part.
the way I think of Five Nights at Freddy's is how the original like Avengers or like Superman movies felt to us because it was something that we had grew up with and then they made it and it was, you know, our thing that we grabbed onto. That's how Five Nights at Freddy's is. It's a cultural thing for the younger people and it was something they could latch onto. Whether or not like maybe a better example I guess would be the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Like 1990?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the 1990.
I
We,
love that
Melvin
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those people, yeah.
we latched onto that because that was something that was in our zeitgeist in that age. I don't know if you were out of that or not, but I was definitely.
It still hit me.
love-
I
Yeah.
had the original black and white Ninja Turtle.
Oh,
comic,
wow.
Like in the 80s, and it was just like,
Do you still got a copy of that?
no
Because
fucking way. I was too stupid.
Oh.
I didn't hang on to shit like that. It's like,
if it was like an original run, you'd be worth
Oh, I know.
so much money.
it's like my dad used to tell me he was born in 34, and he said when he was a kid, he used to collect all these comics, and he still had them, and then when he moved away, his mom or his dad threw them all out.
Oh.
And I was just like, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, 40, oh my god!
41 was Batman.
Millions of
39 was
dollars.
Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, holy shit. But anyway, you know, it's that sort of thing. But yeah, no, 90s I was still, my willing suspension of disbelief was just rocking.
See, I was 11
would
years
take a lot
old,
more.
well, almost 11 years old, when the Turtles movie came out, and I remember writing fan fiction about it and everything like that, because I was so into the cartoon, and I was so into the movies, and I remember, because I was living in Saskatoon, I remember kids getting warned, do not go in the sewers, there are no turtles, and they actually had to put public service announcements for it because of this movie.
We once a week we do we call it the problem line sewer check where you have to open up manholes. Laura's caught me in the middle of the road.
I'm still waiting for him to find the Ninja Turtles.
That's what I tell kids when they come up. He was like, "Guess the weekly Ninja Turtle check, kids."
Fun fact about the Ninja Turtles, my wife graduated with one of the turtles.
Oh,
Her name was Leslie, and she played one of the turtles.
Nice.
And-
Physically.
Well, I gathered,
like
yeah.
in the I'm gonna guess in
The TV series and one of the movies. She ended up marrying a producer, and they ended up having a production company down in Calgary and do a lot of stunt work and production, which was just like one of those odd things.
Well, the guy who played Kino was actually the body of Raphael in the first movie.
Okay.
I'm going to guess she was Venus de Milo from The Next Mutation, is what I'm going to presume. Because I think that was one of the few girls that was in one of the suits.
No.
It was a terrible mutant adaptation, okay?
Oddly enough, I just recently found out it was Alan Richardson, which was one of the modern Turtles. He played one of the Turtles in the Michael Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
And there was no muscle put on. That's just him.
They wore the checkers.
No, I know.
No
I
wonder-
just don't because they were so ripped in the Michael Bay one. And
No wonder they were so big, right?
yeah, fucking Atchinson's a beast.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about the bar scene here for half a second here, guys?
Where he shows his true colors.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if it's a lighting or not, but it looks like Adam Sandler is about to cry this entire
Well, he is
time.
because he can't stand him, and he can't stand that she's with him.
You and me have argued about how Adam Sandler is not a very good actor, and I feel like this is one of the few movies where he actually shows he's got a little bit of acting chops, because I feel that while he's sitting there devastated at the bar, watching this guy that's clearly a
Cheating
total
on her. Yeah.
D-bag.
Yeah.
Clearly a total D-bag. And you can feel it where he's about to burst into tears and tell her what's going on. I'm not saying
the scene, not him.
No, it's all over
It's in his face. I'll say it's in his face. So how is that the scene?
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't think it's in his face. I think he's a very cardboard person still. In this DeLorean, for fuck's sake. It's so popular.
There's a lot of scenes in this movie where I would agree with you, where his acting's not very good. It's yelly. But that's really good acting, and I think when you can have your face portray that look like that, and you're allowed to argue with me about whether or not that's what it is, but
look at that face. Look at that face.
Look at that face.
That was a different face. I like that one.
That was a very similar face.
I didn't resonate with that before, but I felt like in the bar with the mood, the atmosphere, all that stuff. I think that sent that message. As an actor, I didn't feel that from his face. You turn off the lights. You turn off that. Are we getting that from him?
I don't think you were. I think you're being too dismissive of Adam Sandler because of the
I'm
over
being
silly
very
things.
critical of him because I don't like the movie.
No,
Well, that's not fair.
It's subjective.
But that's why you're being dismissive, because you don't like the movie and you're not a big
I'm
Adam
not being
Sandler.
dismissive. I'm being highly critical.
I think that you're looking for reasons why to not like it, and you're not looking
I did that
for the
last night.
positives.
But so the biggest question on it is it actually Adam Sandler or is it the filming that you didn't like?
What's that?
Is it Adam Sandler that you don't like, or is it the
It was
filming?
part of it, like the story. I hate the contrived, forced nature of the plot points, which is a subjective comedy. This isn't whatever. Adam Sandler's a poor actor. High points to his co-stars, which are better actors, and I could break down all the stuff. I think the nostalgic lighting, the formatting of it is fine. I still think that's much the same look as it was 3 scenes ago.
See, now this is this you could say is it's Adam Sandler just being
that's
Adam
the
Sandler.
same look he had in the bar.
No, this is you are not looking at that scene
We need
correctly.
to freeze frame this, but I mean, you look at that. That's the same look. It's the same
No,
look. And the background, the scenery.
I respectfully disagree with that, and it's subjective. But where do I know her from? What do
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
And every other.
Oh
Ben
yeah,
Stiller
she's
movie.
from. Is that Ben Stiller's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife was just like, that's Ben Stiller's wife.
Marsha.
Christine Taylor. You ever see The Craft?
Yes.
Freaking love The Craft. Anyway, she's the bully. She's the bully girl, the one that loses her hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Okay, so
I remember that being a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
I want to get a bearing here too. Not to say I'm kind of shitting on him, fair enough, and you're lifting him up, but I mean I don't want anybody. You're not suggesting he's Oscar worthy, right? You're talking.
I'm saying there's moments in this movie where he does a particularly well job, and I'm not. I'm definitely not saying
it's not great or fantastic or super well. But again,
but it's better than the credit you're giving it too at the same time.
I bet you, and I would wager money, that if we were to break this down and get scene-to-scene changes side by side, I could get you to see that there's not much difference, that it's the background elements.
What kind of money are we talking about here?
What's that?
What kind of money are we talking about here?
Well, what kind of money do you want to put on it? I got a better bet for you. But,
I kind of wish we actually had audience interaction because I would love to get an audience take on this.
see, the problem with that, and I like the idea of that, but we have fandoms which are so toxic. And if we get the Adam Sandler fandom, I got no hope.
I'm not an Adam Sandler fanboy.
Yeah.
I
If
guess
we had-
I didn't like this movie when it first came out. I've grown to love it because it's one of my wife's favorite movies. I shouldn't say love it, but like I like
That's
it.
an interesting thought. I don't know.
I love it. Anyway,
So
But-
would that not be peer pressure?
Yeah, that's what I mean, it's like,
Some-
I don't like it for my reasons. I'm just empathetically, it's like sympathy pains,
Right.
You know what? My wife likes stuff because I like it, and I sometimes like stuff because my wife likes it, right? And because
I know.
sometimes
That
that
makes
happens from
sense.
osmosis.
We don't.
That does make sense. I mean,
I,
I've been married so long now that the crap Mark watches is like, I'm not watching this shit and I leave. I mean, but there's still stuff like, if he really wants me to watch a movie, like the first time he went to Ottawa, I skipped out on that podcast to watch The Meg 2. And that is definitely not my movie.
okay, I want to, on a relationship level, there's nothing I will like because my wife likes it. I will like it as well as her.
Yeah.
I can't stand to watch Hallmark.
Oh, God.
She loves it.
See,
So I
not
won't do that. Same with my son. I very pressured him hardcore. Like what you create your personality. Don't like anything because I like it or whatever. And I was very, very, very strict on that concept. Be yourself. So, but I can appreciate love and that passing over, crossing over, and
you don't have to like everything they like,
I don't have to like anything she likes.
but there is stuff where I'll give it another chance because she likes it, and sometimes
it grows on you.
it grows on you.
And that's fair enough.
Yeah.
But I won't like it just because they like it. It is, I think you said the word once, something about me being stubborn. Actually, you said us being stubborn.
I've never heard that in my life.
No, it's just a vibe I put out.
Right.
But
Sorry.
guys, I think it's time we take a little bit of a break here. Okay,
Really?
we're gonna take a
What kind of
body break.
I'm gonna record.
Body break.
I know. I feel revived.
Woo! Just
So-
relieved. Felt like about 2 pounds.
My mental health moment,
I love the old guy trying to take the punch for Adam Sandler. He like punches the douchebag,
And he
then
misses.
he's just like, I used to be a lot stronger, and then
Go ahead.
I appreciate it because normally the good guy gets his ass kicked in a fight because he's not a very good fighter. The Adam Sandler character didn't win the fight because he's not a very good fighter. It's because he was trying to be a nice guy and was like talking to the old guy and got sucker punched, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I want to lead into in golf. I used to play a lot of golf, and one of the sayings was never follow a bad shot with a stupid shot. In this movie, right at the moment, we're following a bad shot with a stupid shot. We go from this outrageous. This is the douchebaggery
of. We just got to take a. Yes, go ahead, James. You just wait out there. They'll be right there, kiddo. Sorry about that. We had a child break.
We can
You'll be good. You'll be good, kiddo.
cut.
We'll keep it in. We'll keep it in.
The douchebaggery of this one scene. The guy, like this scene, they're in the alley, and when Adam Sandler's character gets knocked down. Oh, I mean, does this guy really believe no one's going to say anything to his fiancée? Is the absurdity of pushing this? It's a dumb scene that makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by a bad scene with his ex-fiancée, for whatever reason, decided, do we really believe that she accepts him as a wedding singer?
Well, she says she can grow or learn to accept it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, I this has been bothering me for a while. Not from the podcast, but from this movie. The only one thing that bothered me in this movie was that scene where she says, "I can learn to accept that you're a blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you can learn to accept. What does that even mean? That's not how it works. I'm like, actually,
Kind of.
yeah, compromise is the key to any good relationship. You don't immediately like or dislike what someone does. You can compromise. Like, you don't have to like it, but you can like that they like it. Compromise. And in this movie, they make it sound like compromise is a bad thing in a relationship, and that bothered me immensely.
I don't think the point was to make it seem like the compromise was the deal. It was to make it seem like, well, I don't like you, but I like you enough and I don't have anything better. I think that was the underlying to that, and that's what they were trying to
Well, and
get,
I think
right?
so too, but that part bothered me so. My favorite line though was, "Take off that Van Halen shirt before the band breaks up."
Before you jinx
I'm
them.
assuming the band broke up shortly thereafter.
Well, I mean, right? You had David Lee Roth, you had Sammy Hagar,
Oh,
you
yeah.
had.
Which oddly enough, I question, Corey, are you looking too deep into this movie?
Well, again, I am very,
Emotionally
Was
deep?
it her fault?
I am very emotionally attached to this movie. So
Clearly.
But was it her fault that the band broke up?
Well,
Yes.
they broke up before the movie came out, so not really.
it's
Well,
it's
does
the
the movie
joke
take
though.
place
The
in
movie
the
takes place in
time-
'85. Yes.
Okay, so but it was filmed after the
yeah.
breakup.
Well, that's what made the line so funny,
Well, no,
right? Because
no,
you
but
knew they
if-
were going to break up.
If the setting takes place, what year is the setting of the movie?
'85.
85?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's before they broke up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only thing that's important.
I really appreciate how he didn't just roll over and take her back, because I feel like that could have been a trope that would be often
That is
in
a
him.
trope that sucks. But
Yeah, and I love how he has grown enough in this time frame to be like, no, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, because he spent the first half of the movie pining for her, right?
It's
Yeah.
the whole, oh, I get it. Is it this over that whole wedding thing?
Look at that underwear, the douchebag in the leopard underwear.
I'm
and
surprised he's not on a waterbed.
you know what? It kind of looks like a waterbed a little bit, actually.
When she jumps on it, you can tell. The mirror, I get.
Yeah. Did you ever watch The Rookie?
With
Like Nathan Fillion there?
the TV
No,
show.
not
Yeah, the TV show.
I
The
watched
TV
the
show.
movie, which
No,
was really good.
the TV show.
Oh.
Anyway, Matthew Glave had a small, like, reoccurring role for about 3 episodes, whatever. Him.
The douchebag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's still an arrogant piece of crap character,
Oh.
and it just made me laugh so much because I'm like, is that? Oh my god, it is him.
Oh, the 50th anniversary is pretty sweet.
It
50th
is.
anniversary.
After
yeah.
watching 54, which again, it's in my top 5 favorite dramas. After watching 54, I get so sad every time I see her because of what happened to her character in 54.
I don't think I know the movie 54.
It's about Studio 54 in the 70s there.
Okay.
Barely Mike Myers, but yes, Mike Myers.
But that was a very, very pivotal thing that was in there. Mike Myers.
Oh, and he was
the guy, right?
sincere. Yeah, he was the owner. Yeah, but wow, like it's so sad with her character in it. But I love her. So
You're talking the old lady?
yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch this movie because I'm very confused on what you're talking about.
it's a beautiful, well done drama for the timepiece of that era. So because it was like 70s Studio 54.
Oh,
Mark Ruffalo has like a 10-second scene in it. The main character is Ryan Felipe. Nev Campbell's got a couple scenes in it, and she's amazing because, of course, I have things for her. P.S. Screamcast at the Calgary Comic Con. I am so excited.
Corey.
The entire cast of the original Scream movies is going to be at the Calgary
Scream!
Comic
I said
Screamcast.
Scream.
So,
I heard Scream too, but
Sorry.
I knew about it because I know you
But,
posted on
yeah.
it.
so Corey, I need to know: is there any female actor in any one of your favorite movies that you just don't have a thing for?
Let's find the one with the smallest boobs. Let's start there.
Oh, he's counting.
I'm thinking. I'll get back to you.
So the answer is no.
There's gotta be.
How come the best friend and the limo driver didn't get together sooner in this movie? Because clearly, they're both whores. right? Like,
Clearly,
Well, they're
I don't know. I didn't get that out of her. I mean, she was.
Oh,
she
she's
was
got
just like,
a
oh, yeah, I'm
complete
gonna
whore.
sleep with Robbie. I'm definitely
Who's
Robbie.
No, she
The
says
main character.
she says
Adam
that she's
Sandler.
not going
yeah,
to
she-
sleep with him, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
So wanting to sleep with one person makes him a whore.
Oh
Who else
no!
did she want to
But
sleep
yeah.
with?
her supposed him, the douchebag, actually says, you know,
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
okay,
should.
those-
A whore is maybe too derivative
But
of a
that
term.
takes us back to Madonna and the whore. She's just like Madonna, and she's obviously the whore.
But there's also, I mean,
Well, I never, you know, oddly enough, I never got that from her. There was such there's a sympathetic value that I connected with her that I didn't really get that deep promiscuity. But yeah, like
Are you talking the best friend, or are you
Yeah.
talking Madonna?
the best friend?
Okay, I was gonna say.
Madonna fucking she doesn't pay for her shit anymore. So nobody. I guess somebody might pay her, but I think you got to be a special person to get with Madonna.
Yeah.
And I don't think money is a particular.
See, and this is where she actually falls for him, too,
fuck's
is
with
the
that
fact that
hair?
he gives over the credit
flock
card.
of seagulls.
Flock of seagulls.
What's that?
The
It's a
band,
haircut.
you know, and I run so far
okay,
away.
that's
Anyway,
where we're missing.
And
okay.
here's Corey's scene coming up.
yeah.
I have a deep appreciation for the way this scene was cut, where they purposely had.
As if they're in
the-
different planes.
Yes, they had the jets going in different directions every time it cut.
Oh my god.
I like that fake away because it's
Yeah.
not. I can't think of another example offhand where that's been used like that. And they're like, oh, they're on the same plane.
My wife looked at me and said, "Aren't they on the same plane?" It's like, yeah, I don't get it. And then all of a sudden, 3 clicks later, what? We're on the same. What the fuck?
But
Is it
but-
not obvious?
but it's the way this is cut with like the airplanes, and like how this is clearly different. I like how they did that to have that joke and that fake away, right? And like I love the joke about first class just being like.
all of a sudden, the main character becomes actually incredibly, regressively stupid because they're in a place that's it's a face cloth. What do you do with a face cloth?
You don't wipe your face with a warm face.
Yeah, you do.
When have
They've
you
done it
ever
for
been on a
decades.
plane that hands you a warm face cloth?
I've seen enough movies that that's what they do. They do it at the barbers, which I love. I've done that a couple times. Like, oh my god, having a
But
Hot
a
shaves are
barber
amazing.
shop?
that is weirdly
I go like at least once every couple months for a hot shave.
I would
Hot
do
shaves
that.
are- I love a hot shave,
shave
too.
in an airplane. Like, what are they gonna? They're gonna tilt your.
Yeah, there's not a
It's-
barber out there. There's not a guy with a straight edge, right? Like,
Well, I'm just saying that it's in different areas of culture. It's just like This is the superficial. Let's let a movie poorly done. That is an example of
no,
poorly done.
it's
movie,
supposed to
movie.
be. It's not because he's an idiot though. It's because of a class thing. He's
But that's an
clearly
idiot move.
they determine that the whole time that he's a lower
class,
class wedding singer, and now because of his circumstance, he's forced onto first class. And it's like the fish out of the water thing, more than he's an idiot.
What's funny with this whole thing too, is the douchebag is obviously rich, and he puts them in coach.
Yeah.
And the aisle seat thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, but that's to like, the aisle seat thing is to like show the correlation between him and Robbie's girlfriend in the beginning of the movie because
wouldn't
he
give-
says that,
Yeah.
right?
I wish you'd use their actor names because these
yeah.
characters are
Adam
not
Sandler.
memorable enough for me to.
The
keep up
Adam
with.
Sandler character, he had the same problem with his wife. It was a good callback, or girlfriend. And like when he realized it's the douchebag here,
Sorry.
you're right. The movie's got a movie with this airplane from here on out.
No, I know.
The movie is
I was
movie.
rolling my eyes as we have the
What's the Mile High
the
Club?
Adam Sandler over the shoulder intensive stare, and then they come back. It's just like back to idiot. It's just like man.
Corey,
Way.
Billy Idol.
Freaking Billy Idol. And there's a picture of him from 1985. Like,
So
he doesn't look at all the same. Like, he is definitely 1998 Billy Idol. So
this scene is totally not because of the song or him getting the girl. It's all because of Billy Idol.
Yeah.
no, here comes my part. So
I love the line because
We pretty much let
Passengers-
first class do anything they want. Yeah. And honestly, Drew Barrymore's face sells the scene too.
She's the highest point of this movie as a performer.
Well,
There's
a lot of
nothing comparable to her level in this.
there is a lot of emotion in her face where you could tell what's going through her mind.
Yeah.
Gets a shot on her face, right?
Absolutely. Now that is a real strong example of to contrast the Sandler. He's not.
Sandler's
that good.
got enough of that in this movie.
He's not a strong performer at this point in his career.
There's definitely points where I could agree with you about where it's weak, but you're not giving him enough credit for his acting chops in this movie.
I give him a ton of credits because I think he was snubbed for Uncut Gems.
I'm saying in this movie particular.
Well, he was too young. I can't give him credit for what he's not.
This movie
giving.
was not made to make an Oscar or to win an award.
Agreed.
But the bottom line is he, in my opinion, acted his ass off in this movie.
I agree.
So
And Corey, I can see where you like the dynamic between Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore.
it's so real.
Yeah, great
However,
chemistry.
they do.
Yeah.
And however, like Wedding Singer, good movie. I still prefer 50 First Dates.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Don't you talk to Billy that way.
No, I agree. 50 First Dates was also amazing and also heartstringing and also whatever. And even Blended was really good.
I Blended was underratedly good. There
Yeah.
was some pretty
It
eye-rolly
was in the
stuff.
2010s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now we get into him. If we get into Adam Sandler with Jennifer Aniston and some of these modern stuff, now I can change my tune. But this, he's just a two-dimensional cardboard actor. He's wooden.
See, and I get your standpoint on that too, which is probably why I like 50 First Dates, because he actually acts in that one.
He evolved from
And
here to there.
It's a bit more. It's got more of a serious tone to it than.
He does do. You could see his progression by 50 First Dates. I can admit that.
You know, I'm going to, like, again, we get zero interaction with our posts, but I'm going to put in the comments when I share this.
Somebody's
to get,
going to post someday.
Well, I want, yeah, right?
Damn it.
But I want to get people's opinions on what they think of Adam Sandler in this movie.
I would also add in, not in just this movie, but as an evolutionary character. Like I say, I think Adam Sandler has grown so much. His worst movie was his best step forward, which was Spanglish. Mm-hmm. He did so much better in that as an individual. And then he started showing stuff. Even the Don't Mess with Zohan was better individual.
That is the
performance.
only movie I've hated him in.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
the
he
only
was
movie.
so good and charismatic.
No.
Absolutely.
I like-
some of your points here, I'm like, okay, I agree with you, Mike.
Now you lost him.
And then you're just like, no.
You put that movie up side by side. We'll analyze. I tried to look for that picture. The movie Zohan
He
did
is
not put
so-
him in his best light. Although as a performer,
That's like saying that Sacha Baron Cohen's best work was Borat.
it probably
Don't-
was, but
But you know what I mean? Yeah,
I
fair.
understand the
But you know what I
guy.
mean? Like, he's being
I
the
don't like
over-the-top, like,
Yeah.
type of character, and that's all that Adam Sandler is being in Zohan. So,
Yes, but you have to look at the intent of what the actor wants, what the intent of what the movie wants, and combine those. I'm not talking about like or dislike. I am talking about objective quality in a performer.
There is.
And there
I
is
don't-
subjective, so don't go down that road. because he's just the movie itself may be relatable to people and resonate and strong, but it's not a great character. The movie makers did a better job than he did acting. Is my perception of it.
We're gonna have to put a cap on this because you
Can you define?
Yeah,
define
we're
why I'm
putting a
wrong?
cap on this.
Define that I'm wrong, and I will admit it.
Well, it's a
Truth.
subjective thing.
Truth!
You cannot.
Truth!
You could metrics. You could use metrics. Because I'm
We're
sure
in
there are
Canada, we don't
metrics
use
in there.
metrics, other than in school.
Yeah. But
White flag.
First off, guys, so where do we put the wedding singer in the video store?
Comedy.
Comedy.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, it's
It can't exist anywhere else in that. in that
it's
store.
definitely can't fit in.
Rom-com.
Yeah.
If rom-com
Okay, that
was a
was
spot
that
in
was
the video store, which it is not,
Oh.
not.
it would go. It would go in rom-com if it was me.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I
again,
can
that's
put it
not a
there.
thing. So
No.
So, before we get to final thoughts, I wanted to do a couple top 10 lists. But this first top 10 list is not a true top 10 list. Because it's either a 7 or a 14 list, okay?
7 or 14. Okay.
what the hell does that
So
even mean?
I've got the top 14 Billboard hits of the 80s. Okay?
Okay.
Because there was so many ties, they couldn't do a top 10 list. Because
Oh.
there's like 7 with 6 weeks at number 1, okay? But
Oh, that's what you mean by most weeks at number 1 then.
yes.
Okay, I got you.
So,
Gotcha.
so I've gone to Billboard Top 100. What you guys give me? What you guys think were the top 100 or the top 14 Billboard hits of the 80s?
Okay.
Power of Love.
Power of Love is not in the top 14.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Ooh, so funny thing. Hungry Like a Wolf is not here on the Billboard, but I was going to originally do Rolling Stones. And Hungry
Oh,
Like a
no, don't do that.
No, I didn't. When I saw the list, I had to not do them
Yeah.
because, like, I don't think anybody would have got Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, The Message. Like, nobody would have thought that's
Yeah.
at number 4, right?
Yeah.
So they made number 7 on the Rolling Stone list, but they are not on the top 14 billboards.
I like
Dire
Brand
Straight.
What song?
Money for nothing.
Money for
obviously.
nothing. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
They
The
had-
Walk was good.
They
Who?
The Walk.
I don't know the name.
Oh, and Sultan's a Swing, of course.
Oh, yeah. But
they're not on here, guys. Laura.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm saying Radio
Nope.
Star.
Oh,
now.
this is a good.
I am
These
saying
are,
Radio
these are my
Star.
2 favorite things
Right?
together. Like, I love the President of the United States of America, and I love Video Killed the Radio Star.
Right?
Not
And
the
I would go
biggest
with that
version,
one.
but-
Video Killed the Radio Star?
Yeah.
Not on here.
That was the first song
Like
played
a
on MTV, though.
virgin?
Huh?
Like a
Like a
virgin?
Oh, I thought Like a Virgin is 6 weeks at number 1. It's tied for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's tied for 6th place. It's in the top 14.
Oh, okay. Breakfast Club ending.
Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me.
Don't forget about me.
So both those songs made it into the Rolling Stones top 10. Actually,
Okay.
Don't You Forget About Me, I think, made it number 12. But Don't You Forget About Me did not make the Billboards. And you got to remember, this is the number of weeks at number
So let's
1.
go with the obvious, although the song I could be off on, but
Obvious.
Michael Jackson's number 1.
Thriller?
Oh, see, okay, here's.
But I'm gonna guess
my-
the song after. I'm just saying it's gotta be
Michael
much-
Jackson is definitely on this list.
Thriller?
Billie Jean.
No,
No,
Beat
Billie
it.
Jean.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean's the one, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Thriller
number
and those
1?
were kind of a little bit later, so they didn't spend enough time in the 80s to really...
Well,
So-
Thriller rubbed
I
a few
think-
people the wrong way too, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true, too.
So, for artists with the number 1s, Michael Jackson is peak Billboard. 27
Yeah.
weeks at number 1. So, he dominated the 80s.
yeah.
Yeah, so you guys got 1 or 2 of them on this top 14.
Raspberry Beret?
Oh, so
or Rain. What's that?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain?
Purple Rain. That's it.
Purple Rain.
So
Purple Rain.
there's no Prince on this list, but Prince topped the Rolling Stones. He was number 1, but it wasn't Purple Rain and it wasn't Red Beret. So
Queen on there?
Doves Cry.
no, not Dove's Cry, and I can't even think of the name of the song.
The Bat Dance.
The bat, not the bat dance. I can hear it in my head, but I can't think of the name
I
for the
only
number
know
1.
A couple of his songs.
How's it go? Give me a line.
Like that. No,
Sorry.
Little Red Corvette.
no, not Little Red Corvette.
Born in the USA?
Oh, is Born in the USA on here? No, Born in the USA, but Born in the USA did make the Rolling Stones in the top 10.
I just watched the Netflix of We Are the World. That was very interesting.
Oh, that looks good.
It was very interesting. Yeah. Billy Joel.
Michael Jackson.
Billy Joel in there?
Oh, on this list? No Billy Joel on this list.
Queen.
Ooh.
No Queen on this list either.
Really?
Wow.
These are the blenders from the 70s going into the 80s.
You're right.
You know?
Like, I'm surprised. You think deep 80s here, guys. Like, what's the most 80s song you can think of? That's the one with 10
Girls
weeks
just
number one.
want to have fun.
Girls Just Wanna Have Fun
Color. Cyndi Lauper.
True Colors?
True Colors.
No Cyndi Lauper on this list. She didn't even make the artist list.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins did
Phil
not
Collins,
make this list
no.
either. Though he did end up in the top 7 artists of all times. So, he did do well for himself there.
I'm
Which
not a
I
music
thought-
guy, but I mean, like, yeah.
I'm just surprised there's no Duran Duran either.
Duran Duran made the other list, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Did not
no,
make
I'm
this one.
just surprised.
Is it AC/DC in there?
Think more pop, guys.
Okay,
More
right.
pop.
Okay, that's hard when you didn't listen to pop.
Well, pop was top 40 for me back then. That's what I
Yeah.
would have called that.
Is there Elvis in there?
No.
I didn't know if he was still
Oh,
No.
carrying
Rhythmics?
around back then.
Rhythmics?
Oh,
Sweet Dreams?
Eurythmics
Sweet Dreams?
made the top, I think, 30 in the Rolling Stone one, but they
Okay.
didn't make this list. There's another list I'm going to share.
Fine Young Cannibals.
She drives me crazy.
There's
Or
another.
Simple Minds.
There's another list I want to do with you guys.
You gotta give
The
us more
most
hits.
rated worst songs
You,
that some of these guesses might end up
Those are
on.
going to be nasty.
you have to give us more hints.
You got, yeah.
Okay, one of them is the number one song is a John Travolta co-star.
Oh,
You're the one that I want?
Nope.
Reese Lightning.
No. The artist is a John Travolta co-star.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yep.
Yeah.
Olivia Physical.
Exander.
Yes.
Oh, I loved
That's
Olivia.
good.
She was
Physical.
my girl, one of my girls. I loved
When
her
you
stuff.
think of the 80s, how do you not think of Physical? Like,
Or
really?
Flashdance.
I liked Xanadu. Fuck the rest of the world.
Nobody likes Xanadu.
Flashdance made it on this list.
Oh, yeah.
So
Irene Cara?
Flashdance but Physical's number one.
Wow.
Wow.
Which is like, when you think about it, it's the
Wow.
most 90s song ever.
And that was early. Physical was early 80s. Was it not?
very.
Yeah.
Like, that was, again, a bleed in from the 70s into the 80s pop.
I don't think you guys are going to get
Footloose.
the... Footloose not
Oh,
on here.
yeah.
Huh.
I don't think you're going to get the tied for second. So
Give us a movie. Give us something.
Just give us
Physical was 10 weeks at number one.
Wow.
10 weeks. And these two are tied for second place at 9 weeks. Okay. One of the top ones was on an Adam Sandler movie. Not the Adam Sandler movie you think it's from. But I will give you a hint. It's from an earlier Adam Sandler movie, not The Wedding Singer, before The Wedding Singer. It's kind of a famous scene with Adam
Not
Sandler.
an Adam Sandler guy,
Is it,
so you kind of got me in that one.
What's it called?
Is it Airhead from the Airhead?
No.
Tumble for You by Culture Club.
Tumble for you?
Yeah.
No.
I just think of that scene where he's on the stairs in Billy Madison. I
Okay.
tumble for you.
Okay.
I tumble for you.
I will maybe make this easier. It's from Happy Gilmore.
I was going to say Happy
okay.
Gilmore, but again, I like the movie.
Endless Love.
Endless Love. Tied for second place with Betty
Endless
Davis
Love. Who's singing
Eyes,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Diana Ross, and Lionel Richie. Two pretty big
that?
deals.
Oh,
in the
Endless
80s.
Love? Yeah, no, that's right, too. And Kim Carnes, then.
Kim Carnes
Kim
and Betty
Carnes
Davis
and
Eyes,
Betty
yeah.
Davis Eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't think you guys would get Betty Davis Eyes.
Oh, I love
Maybe
Kim Carnes.
you.
I love Kim Carnes.
That's the only song I know
I
of
had
so.
her album up to, and not to mention she was on the We Are the World, which is weird because as much as I loved her, I didn't think she was that common in popular.
Yeah,
music.
I can't name any other song. from her.
Okay.
Except for We Are the World, I guess.
It made number 2 on
Yeah.
there.
So I have to ask, is Tina Turner on there?
Ooh, I think Tina Turner made... No, she didn't make the top artist, and she didn't make the top Billboard 14. Sorry.
So we got the top 5 yet?
We've got the top 4.
Okay.
The top 4... Or no, we've
Not
got top
counting
3.
ties. So we got 1, 2. What's 3?
Third place is just one song at 8 weeks. It's... Are they Irish or are they British? It's either an Irish or a British band.
500 miles?
No, not the Proclaimers.
They're Scottish, aren't
That's made a different list.
Well, I don't know, you're going UK, which is kind of...
they? Anyway.
So they're
U2?
UK.
We just think of start listing some songs from
The Ramones?
the United Kingdom
That's what
area.
I said. Any U2 songs?
I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna give you the. Oh, is there any U2?
Yeah.
I don't want to give you for this one. I don't want to give you the band.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Start
Nasty.
guessing songs from that era.
Beatles.
Not in the
I
80s.
don't
Mysterious
know if they would
Ways.
hit it, just because two of them are dead.
Okay, I will let you know. U2 didn't even make the top artists.
Trying to
Really?
think of British bands and...
I think they're British.
Okay,
they're-
so
they're-
now we're misled.
Well-
Jeff thinks they might be British. So.
I'm pretty sure their lead singer is British. And he's a very famous lead singer.
Okay, is
Once-
he known for other bands and solo as well as this band?
He's not known for other bands, but he has done other media. Like he
Is
has
it the
started
Police?
movies. I told you I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to tell you the
Ringo
band.
Starr. No.
Ozzy.
Nice.
He starred in movies. You said.
And he's been in other media. Yeah.
Every little thing she does is magic. Everything.
No.
Oh!
Close.
Labyrinth. David Bowie.
David Bowie. Oh, Rebel Yell. No.
No, David Bowie did not make this list, guys.
That felt like a judgmental.
That was a very judgmental look.
Why?
David Bowie is not Billy Idol.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Billy Idol is Rebel Yell.
Fair enough.
It was the Police.
Oh.
Was the Police.
Oh yeah, that's a British band.
Roxanne? No, that was not.
It's
that's a Village People.
oh shit! I know which song it is.
We're just going to stop at the top 7, okay? Because
Yeah.
once we get to
Well, I
the
was gonna
top-
say if we got the numbers 1 to 5, that's usually good. But
Well,
Uh,
at fourth
don't
place...
talk to me. No.
Fourth place, there's like a 3-way tie.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So you can stop at the top 4 or do,
Synchronicity. Wasn't that?
That was an
no
album. That
was
wasn't
their
the title.
album.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know whether or not this could have came off of there or not.
Is it the dinosaur? one?
I'm going to. Okay, here's one hint. It was remade in the 90s by a rapper.
Ugh.
Oh, I'll be watching you or whatever. Oh.
Wait, it's not.
I
forget what it's called, but
Every breath you take.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Every
yeah.
breath you
Yeah, 'cause
take.
I remember the
Done by
90s version,
Puff
yeah.
Daddy
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already got one in the top 4 spot here. We got Billie Jean. There's 2 more here. I think you guys can get one of them. And the second one in here, think of the documentary that We Are the World, because this song I'm like very positive it was played that was for Earth Aid, right?
This
what
was
was-
African for African.
Yeah.
Africa?
It was
I'm-
USA for Africa.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident this song was sang there. It was like an.
Or are
all
you
sorts
thinking of Live Aid?
Maybe I'm thinking of Live Aid.
Well, there's
I
the
don't know.
Farmers Aid, which was
No,
great.
Li-
This was
Live Aid is
by-
when Queen,
Yeah.
if that's what you're talking about,
So-
did
But he said Queen's not on there.
oh yeah, when they did that long version
Oh,
of We Will
yeah.
Rock You, We're the Champions there.
In
Yeah.
That was on
Bohemia.
Live Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So this would have been for sure at Live Aid. That one for Africa, I guarantee this song was sang there too.
Well,
I didn't think they sang more than one song for that.
Well, We Are the World was one song, one album, one.
Yeah, it was just its own.
People started putting it on their albums or whatever.
This
after.
this song is very much in the
Hello.
vein of We Are the World. Very much in that.
Do they know it's Christmas time?
No, it's not. Do they know it's Christmas?
I'm trying to think. There's
Two very big
Hall Notes.
names. Huh?
Hall Notes.
Wait. Okay. Let me finish.
Hall Notes. Hey, I'm on something here.
Hall and Oates is not on this
Private Eyes?
list.
Oh, okay.
I love that song.
Watching you with your every move.
I totally didn't know the right words. I never knew the words.
So this
till I
is
was, like,
two
20s.
megastars that collaborated. And
Paul McCartney and Michael
Uh,
Jackson.
Islands in the Stream. Can you
No.
die?
no, Corey's a lot closer than you.
What did you say?
I don't know
Michael
what did I
Jackson
say.
and
Oh
Paul
yeah,
McCartney.
Paul McCartney and who?
Michael Jackson.
Well, you're like so close, dude. You're so close. You're
Did they-
right there, but I don't. No, you're like super You're half right.
I was gonna say it's got to mean something. So
Elton John.
Paul McCartney and somebody else?
Paul McCartney and Who else did he do a song with, guys?
Ebony and Ivory?
Yes!
Okay.
Yes! That made the top
What the hell
5.
song was that?
Ebony and Ivory.
He was on that, or was
That
he
was
the
Paul
writer?
McCartney and
Stevie Wonder.
Thank you.
Stevie Wonder. So you guys got one song left.
Oh yeah.
And it's the most rockish song on here.
Rockish song.
Rockish.
That sounded hard to say. Are you okay?
Rockish.
Were you having a stroke?
Rockish or
It's a very rocky song.
Okay, you got to give us a.
Eye of the
on
Tiger.
That one.
Eye of the Tiger's on here.
Really?
Yeah, it's not in the top 7, but Eye of the Tiger made it in the top 7.
It's just you said Rocky song.
Journey,
So
Survivor.
don't stop believing. Yeah.
No. It's like a rock song. It's a rock song.
I can't get no
Did we say
satisfaction.
it earlier?
I don't
Did
think
we
so.
say the artist earlier?
No, you guys did not say this
No,
artist
no, no.
earlier.
Even in the podcast somewhere.
I don't think so. I don't remember you saying
I don't remember
this.
5 minutes ago.
Okay. I have no idea. Rock-ish.
So, okay.
Enter Sandman.
Right? That's what I was
Nope, not Enter Sandman.
Is it Metallica,
Is
though?
it mainstream or is it?
It's mainstream.
I would think it would have to be to some degree.
It's a girls-led band.
Joan Jett.
Yep.
Okay.
I love rock and roll.
Yeah. rock and roll.
I totally associate that with the 70s. Again, she's a bleed-in from the 70s.
But wasn't that an 80s song though?
Oh, yo.
Okay, no, I'm just making sure. I was just in my head.
A
I'm
lot
like,
of singers and performers that were popular in the 70s came into the 80s and did stuff in the 80s.
So it's 7 weeks at number 1. I love rock and roll. Ebony and Ivory and Billie Jean. All tied.
Ebony.
Ebony. You know what? My pronunciation is not on
Pronunciation.
to round it out, it was Call Me by Blondie.
Call me. Yeah, okay, I get that.
Lady by Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, I knew he had to be there.
Yeah.
He was super big there.
Centerfold by Jay Giles Band, which I'm surprised to see on here. Like, it's a kick-ass tune, but I didn't imagine.
They also do Love Stinks, J. Giles.
Yeah.
And Freeze Frame.
Eye of the Tiger here, which we talked about, Flashdance.
What a feeling.
Oh, and here's Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson at Say, Say, Say.
That's what I was wondering. That would have been my second guess.
Yeah, and like the version rounds it up. Now,
That was Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
I
Say,
thought that-
say. Haven't you seen the video? They're sitting in the back of a truck there and...
No, I have not.
Yeah,
No,
anyway.
I couldn't remember that. I didn't really follow either one a lot. You're forced to listen to Michael Jackson a lot. I was not a big fan of his stuff. Some of his stuff I got into.
so now the next list I have is a top 10 worst songs of the 80s as voted by the Rolling Stones listeners.
Oh, yeah.
We built the
number
city
one-
by Starship.
Number 1. We
Yeah,
built
yeah.
this city.
I don't know why. Everybody hates that song, and it's a great song.
That's a
so-
terrible song.
Ashton.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Never gonna give you up. Number 10.
Astley?
Never give you up.
Rick
Yeah.
Astley?
Rick
Yeah.
Astley,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got number 1 and number 10 here, guys.
No, I know every one is going to be a song that I liked. Tarzan Boy?
Tarzan Boy not on here.
No, okay.
No. Laura, you got to guess it? Some of these are actually pretty good songs.
If I remember, they're all pretty good songs.
Sandman?
Enter Sandman.
That's the 90s. We've established that's the 90s. That was 1990 or
Yeah,
91.
close enough.
Amadeus?
Yes, Amadeus
Falco.
is at
Falco,
Yeah.
yeah, is at number 6. We're doing really good here, guys. We're batting this one out of the
Oh,
park.
We know our
the
bad
shitty
songs.
stuff. Oh, yeah.
We know our terrible music.
YMCA.
That was
That's
70s.
70s, yeah,
That was
yeah.
70s.
Tarzan Boy?
I already guessed.
Yeah,
not on
That's
this
what I
list.
thought. Yeah, I was kind of zoned out. Sorry.
Duran Duran on there?
No, but funny
I
enough,
know
they
they're
made the,
hated by a lot of people.
they made the top 10 of the Rolling Stones list.
Oh,
So,
that's right. I know. They get shit on by rock people.
I like them.
I did too.
Yeah. I do Hungry Like a Wolf at karaoke all the time, actually.
Hungry Like a Wolf was their top 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rio. Toto had some good
Rio is good.
Toto on there?
Rosanna,
to-
'cause it's
no.
annoying.
Sorry, this is Taco, not
Is Dolly
Toto.
Parton on there?
Putting on the Ritz?
putting on the
Put
Ritz.
on the
is a-
Ritz, that's right. I remember
As soon as you
that.
said taco, I knew it's on that list. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taco's
Oh, I know
number
that.
9.
I'm going to kick myself on every one of these just because I...
You know, we can make this faster and fun too, is if you name the artist and we guess the song.
Okay, Tony Basil.
Mickey.
You actually knew who Tony Basil was?
Yeah. See,
I'm like, I didn't know who to
artists,
fuck
but-
Tony Basil was.
I know music. So.
Yeah.
Okay, this is already isn't fun anymore.
This is like me at the game show at the retro there.
So let's give a previous hint, then the artist. Because he'll run down that. But
We've pretty much got this whole list. We've got 2 till 4 that we haven't got. 2 to 5 we haven't got. And I think number 7 hasn't been guessed either.
okay.
Number 7 is a crime that it's on this list. Okay?
Oh, probably. I think they're all crimes so far. But...
Rock Me Amadeus, that belongs on here.
Amadeus.
It was a niche thing. It talked to a lot of people, and I still look at that, and I don't mind it. But, Depeche Mode.
No Depeche Mode on here.
No.
Oh, rock me, sexy Jesus.
Is that a song? Rock Me Sexy Jesus?
No. Remember how I said one of these days we have to do Fired Up as one of our movies?
Yeah.
So there's a scene where Eric Christian Olsen is holding up the other guy like this, like he's doing a handstand on his hands there, and he's like, oh my god. And he's like, at one point, he's like, oh, rock me, sexy Jesus. It's a scene where you had to be there, but we need to do that movie. It's so fucking funny. Anyway.
Number 3 is something you hear quite often at karaoke.
Don't Stop Believing.
Tequila.
No!
That's like the meme. It's like if you were told you had to sing one song to save your...
Tequila.
That was a 90s song. And that's a great song, okay? Lyrical genius.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff would be lost if that song didn't exist.
It's a karaoke thing? Okay.
Is it one that Corey sings all the time?
No, not a karaoke.
Well, then it can't be good.
Is it one that Heather sings all
Dale?
the time?
Harry Belafonte?
I feel like I might have heard Heather sing this one.
9 to 5?
You know what?
Well,
that
it's
was
helping
very
you guys
popular.
reference out, but it's just like...
Harper
there's
Valley
like this-
PTA.
There's this song there's this lady that used to sing this song. Might have been before you guys started going to karaoke. She's just terrible, and like this little old lady, or maybe she's not old. Maybe it just has some really hard miles. But she's just like this skinny thing. They called her Lady D, and she just like no.
I said a hip.
No.
Hop. Hip to the hip to the hip hip hop.
Bang, bang.
We're doing pretty good here, guys. You guys got like 5 of them, and now you
Some
guys.
more hits, sir.
Okay.
There's a lot of songs that were
I'm waiting.
generally received as poor in the 80s. So
Okay, number 7. I'll give you this hint, and it's a crying shame it's on here. Everybody
Crying
thinks
shame?
everyone thinks Bob Marley sings it.
Be Happy.
Don't worry, be happy, Bobby
Be
McFerrin.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's a crying shame. I think there's other ones that are, but
That was a catchy ass song.
it was
though.
catchy,
Yeah.
for sure. But,
And it's just, how do you not smile when you hear that song?
Yeah.
I think that was known for me. I think that was on Cocktail.
Yes.
See, I
I believe it was
associate,
on Cocktail with Tom
Yes.
Cruise.
That was a great movie
I
too.
associate that
Uh,
song with getting high. So.
Because when life is shitting on you, you just can't be happy, and just wanting to be happy does not make it happen.
Number 5, the guess I'm going to give you is that it's a weird ass music video.
Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel.
No, but that. You know
Well,
what?
I mean,
when I said that guess, that's what
Dire
came to my head.
the Money for Nothing.
Yeah, that's a weird ass video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, this is too hard because there was a lot of weird ass
The ladies
videos.
was,
Every video was a weird ass video in the 80s.
Yeah, they were all kind of weird back then.
that's the beauty of the 80s. That's why the 80s is so creative. There was people weren't afraid to take chances and fail.
I had
And
already
then-
said what made the 80s 80s. Everyone thinks about the 80s, the wild hair, the wild clothes, the wild music, the wild movies. What they didn't realize, the reason that everything was like that is the world was shit. Nobody talked about the politics in the 80s. Now, we're not talking politics, but nobody talked about the politics in the 80s.
Settle down, Mike. Settle down.
Because like the world was going to hell in the 80s, but nobody knew because there was wild movies and wild music and wild. They clouded it on purpose, I think. So
yeah, and It was weird.
I mean, Cold War was at its hype, right? And
Everybody
so
was afraid of nothing. That
Yeah.
could have been
Yeah.
something.
the Russian missiles and
But
everything.
I think
so
that's what is that type of mentality stirred the creative juices of the 80s. I don't think, and this is just my perspective, we have never seen the creative elements of the 80s, and I doubt we will for a long, long time.
no, I agree, 100%.
See, I've got my opinion about the 80s. I feel like a lot of that's shitty fabrication, to be honest, with the 80s. I don't feel like
You
it was...
have to define yourself for me to have any... I mean, we're talking about movies,
Yeah.
TV. We're talking about music. Like, there's a lot of failures out there, which was great because people were trying and they weren't sitting on something that happened 20 years earlier and trying to recreate that.
To me, the 80s represents the rise of corporate movies and music, which I am not a fan of. That's just me. Like, I feel like that was the rise.
It was the build, yes.
80s was the yuppies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
80s was. You're not totally wrong, but that was the rise, the building of it. And so many times that early stages of something that is new and fresh and fun, and now it is the core element of corporate. Now it is so hard corporate. It's gross now. So yeah, I don't think you're far off with that opinion, but
You know, there's good stuff to be found in the 80s. There's some stuff that I love from the 80s, but like, I feel like creatively it was the most corporate we've ever been, except for perhaps right now.
and the 90s.
No,
And the 10s and the
90s was the anti-establishment years.
Yeah,
though,
the
so-
90s
the
was the-
90s was when like the underground rose again, right? And even the mid 2000s was where that kind of stuff.
Well, the 90s didn't end until about 2002.
The 90s,
So-
we were very much against the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very
The
much.
80s, the system owned everything. It was like
Yeah.
I don't see what you're getting at in that. What was so corporately about the 80s?
guess like
The movies, the art of it. What it was.
Yeah, like
I mean, we had, if we look
that's
at the
where
action...
I think of stuff like Commando and stuff like that came out that was just kind of like, okay, we're gonna slap Arnie.
That's the
Arnie's
action hero era, which we didn't care what Arnie was doing. We just wanted Arnie or
Yeah.
Stallone.
It could have been an hour and a half of him eating a hot dog and it would have sold.
And that
Yeah.
and that's the
and like
there was that element
the,
of it.
the
for
60s
sure.
and the 70s, they were still making stuff that the filmmakers wanted to make, and then Star Wars came out and kind of ruined everything for everybody.
There's a certain agreement I'll have with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just like, I disagree with the 80s. Yeah, we had our threads of action stuff, but we had so many unique things that weren't based on something else in the 80s, and we had some terrible shit, but it inspired good stuff, and it's that meme going around that they should stop remaking good movies, start remaking
Yeah.
bad movies and making them better.
I would love to
And-
see
and-
like a remake of They Live, like if
And-
they
Oh
remake
my
a
God,
John
yeah.
Carpenter movie.
And that's where the 80s comes in. That's that creative element. We can go back to the 80s and we got a million things. I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I think we should just make new shit.
Well, yeah.
I stop fucking this pattern of we're going to do to death everything. Everything is going to be done to death just like Fast and Furious. You know?
So have you guys given up on this list? Do I need to tell you
Well, no,
everything
you
else?
need to give us more hints.
Just give me the bands and we'll fire them off.
Canadian
So-
band.
Aha.
Is
You
Aha
got me?
Canadian?
They're Canadian?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought they were British.
Aha, oddly enough, is not on
Okay,
here.
because it was like their one hit wonder.
Yeah.
There's a band that I closely associate with Aha on here.
Glass Tiger.
No.
Trooper.
Trooper's not on here. No.
April Wine.
I think I just
Think of a
watched
bad
documentary
band. A
on
bad band.
Trooper. April Wine.
Okay. You guys probably don't know they're Canadian now that I think about it. Men Without Hats.
They're not Canadian, they're Australian.
No, they're Canadian according to this.
Men Without Hats were Canadian. Men at Work were Australian.
Oh, okay, you're right.
I know, huge
Correct.
confusion.
Yeah.
Men Without Hats was Pop Goes the World.
Fair enough.
No.
I'll take that default.
No, but that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Men Without Hats. I
Our
recognize it.
The other
house in the middle of the street. Our house.
No.
Okay.
Is that Midnight Oil? Who sang
Wow.
No,
Midnight Oil?
Midnight Oil is Beds Are Burning.
How is this
Beds
not
are
the
burning.
first song you think of with them? Like, yeah, okay, Pop Goes the World was big, but this was like the song from them. We can dance if we want to.
Oh,
We
the
can
safety
be on
dance.
hands,
Oh,
but-
safety! I love that song.
They don't. I get why it's on this list, though. Even if you love it, I totally get. Yeah.
Why? Why is it
That
that
was
song?
I like that song.
It's catchy.
Yeah,
It's got a
it's got-
nice.
most
it's
of these
about
songs
being
are
free
catchy.
Spirit. Yeah, it's about just do what you want to do and exist.
I don't agree with number 4, but I get why it's on this list. Wham!
Which one?
Oh,
The usual?
What do you guys think?
I get some.
If
Wake
you
Me
had
Up.
to, if you had to pick a terrible song,
Oh,
wake,
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
wake me up before you
Wake
go.
me up before you go. Yeah.
Wake me up. Wait, which I used to always think. I thought Wham and Aha were the same band for a while because of Take On and Wake Me Up Before You Go goes.
Wake me up before you go.
Well, I don't know. They seem similar to me.
Oh, they could have a similar.
No, I totally see it actually. So
Okay.
This one you guys are never going to get. Lady in Red.
Christopher.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, if you had said the
Yeah,
artist,
that's a great
I'm just
song.
saying I would have got
Why
it.
is that one on there?
That's a terrible song.
Lady
Why is it
in
terrible?
Because there's a
red.
lady that sings in a karaoke that has ruined it for me.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
one you're talking
that's
about.
the
Oh,
one.
okay.
See, I think a lot of people they don't judge things for what they're presented. They're
the
judged what
memories.
they think it should have been rather than what they're given. So I think a lot of people end
But
up going
music
there.
sparks emotions. That
Yes,
is the
absolutely,
point
sure,
of music.
sure.
So,
And I'll
so
let
if his mind goes to the lady who can't sing, that song triggers
Who always
something
sings
in
it
him.
when she's dressed
So-
in red.
But I don't see why we can't consciously think is well that doesn't make it bad. It makes it I don't like it. But that
Well,
doesn't
I
make
didn't.
it bad.
I wasn't very.
I
proud
cannot
of the
believe
song
you're
to begin
saying
with.
those words you just said.
because
He can change his argument.
I've always said just because I don't like it doesn't make it bad. I've always stuck by that.
Cough, cough, Adam Sandler.
No, that's bad. That is bad, and I don't like it. And it's very clear. I'll break it down to you.
No, it's okay.
I never said that was bad because I didn't like Adam Sandler. I never said that. I never did.
So the last song on this list, it's number 2. I feel like you guys can figure this one out.
Feel like making love.
No, it's a pretty. How do I describe this song? It's something that I don't think it ever actually ended up on Rocky, but it sounds like it should be on a Rocky. Like I'm sure
What's
it's
Rock-
been
Rocky.
like a Rocky
Balboa?
movie.
Yeah.
Like it's not Eye of the Tiger. Maybe it did end up on a Rocky movie, but like it's kind of a sports anthem a bit.
I was gonna say the James Brown song that was in Rocky 4.
The James Brown song.
Living
he
in
was
America.
Like he was in
Oh.
the movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember number 4.
Yeah, right
Drago.
before
Why don't
Apollo
I-
faces
I do
Drago
remember
there.
that. I do remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they made this such a spectacle between Apollo and Ivan.
I
so
feel like
Yeah.
this song could have ended up on that soundtrack.
I don't know. There's 4 other movies of it, so
Fuck.
maybe more if
Oh,
you
yeah.
count Creed.
no, there's 5 Rockies,
Yeah.
and then
Rocky
there's 6
Balboa.
Rockies. I mean, sorry, 6 Rockies,
6
and then
Rockies.
Creed.
Yeah, and then
And 3
3
Creeds.
Creeds.
Yeah,
Oh, should that
And
series
more
die?
coming.
yeah. Well, I
I
haven't
haven't
watched.
watched
I've only
Creed.
watched the first Creed, and that was it. And it was good. I just didn't have
Yeah.
the inclination to watch more.
I agree. Like Creed 1 was amazing, and it was some acting.
Well,
it was
Michael
a
B.
workshop
Jordan's
on
amazing,
acting,
so
it was
yeah.
really well done.
But so was, in my opinion, Rocky Balboa for the fact that everybody craps on that movie. I think Stallone acted his ass off in that
Yeah.
movie.
It's a lot better than 5.
Yeah, well, honestly, I own the box set, and I never watched 5.
What's
No.
5? Which one was 5?
So his kid.
Rocky 5 is the 5th one.
Yeah, see, nobody remembers.
Was that the storyline?
The kid. It was the kid, not him.
Yeah, he has like a.
4 was Draco, the Russian.
Yeah, yeah,
5 was it was Tommy Gunn.
yeah.
Not his kid, Tommy Gunn. That was about Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
And the fist fight, the brawl. It was a nice deviation from that.
And then,
I
like,
didn't mind
20
it
years
at all.
later, they made, well, not
Balboa.
20, but Rocky Balboa, which was
Balboa, yeah.
such a beautiful swan
That was
song.
good.
They shouldn't have had him fight in the end of that one.
No.
Like, that's the only problem with that one.
And
Like,
the fact they made it a tie, and
Yeah.
Who did he fight in that one?
that just up-and-comer guy that was
Oh,
really
right,
good.
right.
So-
Yeah.
But it had Milo Ventimiglia as
Yeah.
his
No.
as his son. And honestly, the first time I ever saw that guy, because he was in Heroes and everything, I'm like, oh my god, that has got to be Sylvester Stallone's kid. And the fact they got him to play him, I'm like, yay.
We missed the boat on him. He needed to be Dick Grayson in a live action version.
Except for his face, you couldn't hide who he was because he's got such
that was
a
his
gnarled
face.
face.
To me.
Yeah.
That was the live version in my head of Dick Grayson, and he should have been it. But we missed that boat. He's pretty jacked too.
Yeah.
He does. This Is Us.
Sorry.
Okay.
He does a TV
Yeah,
series.
yeah,
That's some good
yeah.
stuff.
I never watched it,
Seen
but that's
This
it.
Is
Yeah.
Us.
I didn't watch it regularly, but I've seen him in clips, and he's got some good stuff out there. I don't know how great he is or isn't.
Okay, the hint I'm going to give you for this movie is that the name of the band is either based on a country or a continent.
Europe, Final Countdown?
Yes.
Well, that was tough.
Well, I don't want to spoil this for you, but Europe is not a country
Yeah.
I said country or continent.
or continent, but the fact that you gave a choice.
See, I
Well,
was
because I didn't
thinking
want to
like-
make it that easy.
Oh.
See, I was
If I
thinking
said-
like I thought Jeff would think, not necessarily what was. That's sometimes you got to do that. You got to think what people think.
If I
not
said
what they know.
continent, you guys would have Europe or Asia to pick from.
Asia,
Yeah. Asia's
What about the
best.
band North America?
Greenland.
See, that's why I said country or
Yeah.
continent.
Yeah, no.
Body of land.
Final Countdown was an anthem a bit for a period.
I could see that
About-
being a
about
Rocky
15
song.
years
It's
ago.
not, but I could see it being a Rocky song.
It sounds so much like a Rocky song
Yeah.
that I feel like
It
was
does. It
on
does kind
Rocky.
of give those vibes. On
Yeah,
that.
it was not,
There's
but
some-
I feel that. So
So I'm going to guess that our top tens was based off of the musicality of The Wedding Singer. And that is
How
the
did you get
inspiration.
come to that conclusion?
80s movies, 80s
Because I'm
music.
not a music guy, so it took me half that time.
Yeah,
What
me
the fuck
neither.
Does any of this have to do with the movie? Oh,
Not at all,
okay.
Corey.
No.
We
not
just
at all.
watched a movie about a person that sings and has a band, and
Yeah,
there's
but
more
the
than
bad
one
acting
thing.
took away so much that I couldn't really
Wait,
comprehend.
next time we'll find a top bad actors for you, okay?
Oh yeah, let's. I think we should someday do a.
We should do a worst five, not a top five, a worst five.
Worst.
Our
worst,
version of the Razzies.
Yeah.
worst five actors in great movies.
Ooh.
That's an interesting thing to think
In great
about.
movies,
John
eh?
Travolta.
Yeah.
Top five best actors in terrible movies. These are
John Travolta.
Yeah, he could be.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't think I actually made it through Battlefield.
I never bothered.
I
Same
remember-
with
Yeah, they actually do have a list on
I
that.
can't remember what the other one was, but anyway,
Yeah.
we should probably wind up.
Wait, you want to do final thoughts?
I think we should do that now.
We should do final thoughts. Mike, do you think we should do final thoughts?
Sure, let's do final thoughts.
Laura, should we do final thoughts?
Sure.
Laura's zoned out already. So.
Get off your phone, Laura!
God,
You're doing a podcast!
I zoned out a while ago. Sorry, guys.
Podcast!
Zoned out.
All right, Mike,
I'll
thoughts?
start. Final thoughts. I wish I could get these 12 hours back.
Now you.
How slow did you watch the movie?
I watched it twice and it just felt like that long.
You could have zoned out like Laura did.
I tried, but yeah, you were in the room, so you were instigating me. No,
For the record, everybody, he instigates me, not the other way around.
I don't believe that's correct. So, yeah.
Hey, you're...
It's a bipolar situation we have
I'm
here.
gonna get shock collars. You get one room. I get the
No
other.
shock collars, please. Please, Lord, help us.
I'll go for that.
Who moderated the last presidential debate? I want them.
So, this movie was painful for me to watch because I just don't like the early era of Adam Sandler. I think he's gotten so much better 10, 15 years after this, and I think he's got some great stuff. I watched that basketball one with him. That was really strong. I loved him in that. I loved The Hustler. The Hustle. The Hustle.
Okay, I was like, not the Hustler.
The Hustle was a fantastic Adam Sandler movie. I loved Uncut Gems. And even if we get fun, there's some Click wasn't too bad.
Click
but
was great.
No, Click was terrible,
Click was
guys.
fun. I liked it.
Just
The
emotional.
problem I
It was
had-
very emotionally driven.
Yeah.
The problem I have is that he gave no appearances to want to grow as an actor, and he wanted a personality. There were moments in this movie that like Drew carried the emotional strength of this movie by far. I think the director made some good choices to create some emotional elements within the background to elevate certain scenes, but by and large, it was forced, it was contrived, and it was pushed to beyond my willing suspension of disbelief.
Don't sugarcoat it for us, Mike.
So,
Maybe we should have started with Mike.
so subjectively, as a movie, as enjoyability, I'll give it a 2. Which is one more than I want to give it. 2 out of 10 because, Drew Barrymore and The Girl Next Door kind of will elevate some level of it to some degree. As far as quality and well done,
Never thought I'd see the day that Christine Taylor was the reason the movie was good.
Taylor.
The friend.
Oh, she was fine in it. She didn't take away. She didn't add. As far as movie intending for what it wanted to be, maybe in the 90s when this was made, the formulaic of what it was and trying to get this schlocky comedy out there, I think it did okay for what it wanted to be. It fed to a niche group of people that wanted the same pablum that they had last time.
A niche group as like one of the most successful movies of the year that it came out.
That is,
Niche group.
What else came out that year?
Stupid majorities.
It's a niche fan group that
Titanic.
that love. Well, that was a hell of a better movie.
It was the year before Titanic, but
Oh, was it
So
the year
okay,
before?
I'm going to talk
Yeah.
during their final thoughts.
Yes.
oh, I'm sorry. What?
Anyway, I thought he made a valiant attempt to do the stamp and create within the same shit all over again. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for intending to be what it wanted to be. But it really didn't know what it wanted to be. It really couldn't decide whether I want to be emotional or comedy. And quite often, one of them took away from the other. I'm done now.
Laura, final thoughts?
So, I watched this movie for the first time in years last night after bingo. I'm surprised I was still awake after that. But, I still got a good giggle out of it. It's one of those ones that certain things just hit you and you giggle. I've always liked Adam Sandler. Drew Barrymore, she's hit and miss for me. Depends on what she's doing. I would give it a 3 out of 5 for me. And it's mainly because I like their chemistry, but I liked their later work better.
You don't have to justify your answer to Mike, okay? You can give whatever
Well,
answer you want, and it's totally
I do
yours.
think they have good chemistry.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them in a serious drama. I think they would do really well.
I don't think Adam Sandler could do a serious drama.
He can now, I think. After watching The Hustle and Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
He
I don't think he could.
Nice.
He just doesn't have that mentality
Panache.
for me. No, the
Je ne
mentality.
sais quoi.
Oh, yeah.
So a 3 out of 5
It's
for
a 3
you?
out of 5 for me.
I thought you would have gave it higher than that.
No, it's because, like I said
She's
earlier,
a sensible woman.
I preferred 50 First Dates
Yeah.
to this one.
I can agree with that. 50 First Dates is the superior movie to this one.
Same crew, coincidentally. But
Yes,
Yeah.
same crew, but I preferred 50 First Dates to this.
Jeff, I'm going to defer to you.
You're going to defer to me? But you want to feel warm and fuzzy about your answer first?
Yeah.
I was thinking about giving it a...
Oh my God, he was thinking. Okay, let's go.
Wow!
You were interrupting me during mine. So. Okay. Sorry, that was a little of my Gen X coming out there. I'll put it back in.
I thought you were a boomer.
Nope. 3 years away from that.
Quiet down, boomer.
Okay, says the millennial.
Yeah, exactly. To me, what was I gonna say? My final thoughts? Come on, final thoughts.
Your own final thoughts, sir.
I was thinking about giving it a Temple of Doom and half a Raiders of the Lost Ark. I might just give it a Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Just to be spiteful.
It's on that line because like it's kind of in that Temple of Doom category, and I don't know if I quite. You know what? I'm gonna give it a Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm gonna a 3 out of 4, maybe a 2 3/4 of an Indiana Jones out of 4, but it's right in there. Like I think it's slightly better than a Raiders of the Lost or Temple of Doom rating, but it's hard for me to give it a Raiders as well. But I think your problems with it, Mike, was that it's kind of you thought
you're going to tell me what I'm thinking. Okay, continue. I just want to clarify that.
Well, I want to juxtaposition mine against yours.
Okay.
You said that it was trying to be serious, where I don't think it was, but it had a sweetness to it that I appreciated. It wasn't a spiteful Adam Sandler movie, which I really enjoyed, and the sweetness. It wasn't trying to be like this great sweeping drama, and it didn't make any allusions to that, which is why I'm fine with the way things were. But there was some surprising depth and emotion to some of Adam's scenes that I was shocked by upon rewatching this thing. And there was a lot of bad acting on his part as well, but there was some stuff that shocked me. The sweetness and the comedy has improved over the years for me. I initially hated this movie because I was not...
Trust your instincts.
I was not a fan of 80s nostalgia. I just thought the 80s was a stupid decade and that people are stupid that are reminiscent of it, just remembering it incorrectly. But, you know, it's grown on me not because of the 80s elements, but despite of the 80s elements, because deep down there's a real, like I keep going back to the sweetness to this movie. And, you know, the Drew Barrymore character and the Adam Sandler are the reason for that, right? I hate the contrived rushness, but sometimes a movie's got a movie. Like, that's about my major issue. Like, oh, we've just decided now, right as I'm about to go into our wedding, now I've decided this guy's a douchebag. Like, I always hate it when movies do that kind of stuff, right? Like, it's not logical. It doesn't make sense to any plot point, which is why I wouldn't give it a higher rating, which is it's part of the reason why I want to almost keep it at a Temple of Doom rating. But it's right on that line for me. It made me giggle enough times. Like, the Steve Buscemi is pretty funny. Why can't I think of the critic? John
Lovitz?
John Lovitz, yes. He's going completely mad, and I'm reaping all the benefits. A terrible, cheesy line makes me laugh. Love it, right? It's not as terrible as I initially gave it credit for. You know, but, yeah, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 4. I'm wavering on that.
I have to say something only because you brought me into the comparative thing.
Oh, you wouldn't have
agree.
said nothing if I hadn't?
No, if you had, hey, I said my speech, but you brought the comparison. I'm not disagreeing that there's a sweetness level within it. And I think that there was elements and potential to hit those notes for me that you said. My problem is those comedy moments were layered on top of the sweetness or too close to the sweetness. There's the problem. And that's why I say there was strong elements of something always contrasted or contradicted by something else.
I think that was the style, though.
Yeah, that was the
intended style.
That was the intended style.
Fine.
And you've got a different expectation of this movie than what it was trying to be.
Expectation.
Yeah.
Define that term.
You wanted it to be like
I'm judging
more
it for what it gave me, not for what I wanted it to be.
Well, it sounds like your expectation of it.
No.
Is what it sounds like.
I'm
You
taking
wanted
what
it
it
to-
gave me, and it didn't give me what I wanted.
That's an expectation. When something's not given
No.
what you want.
Bad phraseology. It didn't give me what it showed me.
Phraseology?
I like it.
It's a
I'm stealing that word,
It's my
actually.
made-up word.
I'm stealing it.
You're right. I used the wrong word.
Oh, I don't care. I love it.
It presented itself in one way, and it didn't fulfill what it said it
When
wanted
it presented
to be.
itself, you got an expectation of what it could be.
So sorry.
Yeah, but it's presenting itself. I'm not. You're. That's what a movie does. It presents itself, and it didn't fulfill what it said it wanted to be. That is not an expectation. That is. No. If John Wick ended up being a love story, that would not have been what it wanted to be, right? It does not fulfill what it claims to be. Now, are you saying that I wanted it to be something?
Mike,
Yeah?
I'm beeping low battery.
Well, you should put the right in. So.
No, final thoughts,
No,
Corey.
it was a-
Final thoughts, Corey, before this thing dies on us.
I make no illusions over the fact that I love this movie.
Which one do you want?
What's it called?
Fuck nuts?
Adam Sandler is amazing in it. Well, not amazing. That's a strong word. Adam Sandler portrayed exactly what he was supposed to portray, in my opinion. He was silly, but he was serious. He had a good heart underneath a silly exterior. Again, I found the chemistry so good, like so freaking good, that I was emotionally attached so hard throughout this movie. Drew's got that cute girl next door look to her.
Billy Idol.
Dude, it has Billy Idol. Anyway, but it's honestly like it. I don't know what it was. Maybe because as a kid, I was a hopeless romantic, and so seeing his character, who was exactly that, specifically a hopeless romantic, I was like, I got emotionally connected to this movie, and it literally spoke to me every single chance it could. And yes, there was some silly stuff that went over the top, but I only took it as, oh well, it's just some silly stuff. Like it didn't detract anything from me. It was what it was. But
Did you just say detract? You mean subtract?
No,
detract.
I agree with detract.
But what's it called? I don't know. I'm so emotionally attached to this movie. I think it's because I've been watching it since it came out. I watch it at least once every couple months. My wife hates Adam Sandler with a fiery passion, and she loves this movie. Like she will not watch anything else with him in it. Anything else with him in it. And she loves this movie. So it's a good movie for us to watch as a couple. It's a good movie for anyone to watch as a couple. Laura said it. 50 First Dates is what's it called? The better movie, sure. But this movie has more of a nostalgia for me because of how long I watched it, because it came out before, obviously. There's things about 50 First Dates that I love better, like the scene where Dan Aykroyd talked about the grant from the T.B. Callahan Foundation in Sandusky, Ohio, which was a total talk about Tommy Boy. So that part made me cry a little because Chris Farley died at this point. And either way, this movie draws emotion on me, makes me like teary-eyed at the end because it's so beautiful for me. And honestly, like because of its imperfections, which I still state, like we were talking about, it was the intent. I'll say 4.9 out of 5.
Wow.
Wow.
I think this movie is exactly what it intended on being. Like I think
I want to commend you on that because you used a lot of I and me. I used one word I didn't like in there, but I liked the representation of what you thought of that. It was all about you and how you thought of it.
Yeah.
yes.
And I appreciate that
Now
a
you
lot.
feel better now that you have Mike's approval.
Well, no, I did not like the word, the one phraseology. Everyone would.
Oh, he's,
I
now
know,
he's gonna
maybe
bring you
everyone
down
would.
after he's like, hey.
But I just
Are you up? Are you up? Are you up?
I do appreciate the people that can love and appreciate movies that are not necessarily my favorites too. So I just want to make sure that
Unless if it's me.
No, come on.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
go there.
Yeah.
In all fairness, in that you both like, it's like having a freaking barbecue fork and you're both sitting there like and just jabbing each other.
Just a couple of
Movies,
2-year-olds
I
sometimes.
guarantee there's going to be movies that me and Jeff are going to be like really on top of each other.
You know what I want
We're
to
gonna see
see
different perspectives.
is a movie where they actually agree with everything, and
I
we're
said
sitting
right,
here.
every word.
Well, and we're sitting here like this is dumb.
Yeah, you and me gotta find a movie we both fucking love that they're gonna hate. That's what we gotta find.
Because it's easy enough to find movies that we love that they hate.
Right?
But
And they're
the
probably
other-
not going to be heavily genred. You know what I mean? Like it's probably not going to be in the superhero world. It's probably not going to be in the Star Wars world.
Thank fucking Christ.
I actually tell you the truth. I think this movie completely fulfilled my expectations. That's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
It was pretty funny.
Wait. Did we use the word expectations here?
I expected an
pretty
Adam
fun.
Sandler movie to be that. What it was.
It was pretty funny you describing expectations, saying that's not what you were doing.
Well, I
And
wasn't.
we're just like, he's describing what an expectation is.
No.
Just throwing it out here, this thing's going to be 2
An
hours long.
expectation is what, in my definition, of what you expect before you see it. And I watched it last night. I watched it today.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't, as I'm watching it, I'm not expecting anything. I'm taking it in. And it did not fulfill that. My expectations were before I seen it. That's what expectation is
So
in definition.
let's devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Say you walk in and you hadn't watched it yet, and you're like, I know I'm gonna love this movie. I've heard so much about it, and I love. Do you think you would walk into it with a different lens?
There's a certain amount of a lens, for sure, absolutely. I go in some movies wanting to hate it, and I love it when I don't. And I go in with jaded bias quite often into a movie, and expectations fulfilled or unfulfilled. Now, agreeing with that, this is a genre you pulled me into where I can let as much bias as I possibly can go, and I try to objectively take it in as it comes. But you're right. There is a certain thing we just can't get rid of.
Well, let's not forget the initial point of this podcast. What is the name of our podcast?
Real life opinions.
What is the last word?
Opinions.
And that's
This is
fine.
not meant to be an objective piece. This is literally, by its definition, meant to be subjective.
Well, then I can't be. I cannot critique a movie without objective natures. Because that is my biggest pet peeve with the modern critiques. They take complete objectivity out of it. And it's just like, I want... And I see what you're getting at. You want people to say, well, I can't trust anybody, but I trust Corey because he likes this movie, that movie, that movie.
That was my career for a while.
And I want to present an open-minded critique that somebody who doesn't know me can say, okay, this is his perspective of this movie. And because
I like the way that you break it down for your opinion and well done movie. Sometimes they don't necessarily mesh up perfectly, but I do like that. That's a good breakdown, I think, Mike.
And it's important to me, like I say, that saying that I don't like it does not mean anybody else should or shouldn't.
So
It's very important to me, and again, this is me being unapologetically me. I think if Corey or you or Laura wants to be entirely subjective, then I'm offering a contrast to that opinion, and I'm giving what I think is an objective perspective on top of that.
Ironically, objective opinion is a complete oxymoron.
Yeah,
Just call me a moron.
Yeah, but it is, but it isn't if you think about it. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
On the surface level, it is, but yeah.
So let's wrap this thing up, guys. Laura, are you sick of Tenets yet?
What? What?
Tenants.
Tenants.
What's
No,
that?
Like
Oh,
her
tenants.
My
tenants.
tenants.
Oh yeah.
Right now, I just need things to really slow down. I'm tired. I'm really tired, which is making me cranky. So,
I mean, she is old, so.
fuck you. You're older than me.
She's literally the youngest person here.
Exactly.
Though I love how she backpedaled when she realized that I identify as a millennial, and she's just like, wait.
You can identify as whatever you want. I am not identifying as a millennial.
You two are the most Gen X millennials I know.
I might.
She is definitely a millennial.
I might be a millennial, but I do not identify as one.
You can't not identify by when your birthday was.
Yeah, I
Disney
can.
don't like you.
Like when your
I
birthday
identify
was.
however I please.
Your birthday was when your birthday was. That's unfortunate.
That only makes me what I am. Doesn't mean I have to identify as that.
I
Okay, this is going to turn into something else. We need to change the subject right about now.
But no, otherwise it's just, like I said, it's just busy. I need downtime where I'm not running all over the place.
Take holidays. Tell them, you know what? I don't care if the building burns down. Less for me to take care of when I get back.
Call somebody else. Call Ghostbusters.
Make sure you have your tenant's insurance so when you burn down the building, don't fucking call me.
Yeah. I teach my staff to figure things out themselves.
I am the only staff.
Yeah, it is different in her situation. She can't teach the tenants to do. Yeah, that's not how that works. They're not employees.
Right.
I mean, they pay. Oh,
Yeah,
wait, I guess they'll get paid.
they're employers, not employees.
Well,
There's-
they don't actually employ me. They just pay their landlords to live there.
Yeah.
So,
Mike, how's your world? You don't have to spew off everything if you feel like you've done it 50 million times.
It's the same thing. Same thing I do every week.
Okay,
Try to
Corey,
take over the world.
Well, you used that exact same line last week too.
Yeah, see?
The exact
Yeah,
same line.
nothing's
I'm
changed.
creative.
I'll be happy when answers are set, and I can move forward with the plans.
Yeah.
Infinite imagination, check us out. Wow.
Bravo.
Corey, say goodbye.
All right. Have a good one. See you all on social media. I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try and put some interactive stuff in my posts now. Like, obviously I do my write-ups, but I really want fan interaction. That's really why I started this whole thing, is obviously to get... I've known Jeff and Laura forever, and I know how much they're highly opinionated in their subjects, and that's what I wanted when I started. So then we got Mike in, and Mike is like the epitome of an opinion.
An avalanche,
So,
an avalanche of attitude.
so that's why we got Mike to join us, and so this is, like I said, this is what I wanted. This is what I like. Like, again, if we were all agreeing with everything every time,
You wanted this dynamic between me and Mike.
not
That's what
the
you
extreme
wanted.
as it
I
is.
want
but-
this with Corey at one point. A movie where we can bark and
like this movie.
well, you didn't really fight back much.
Because I know I'm right.
Yeah, when your point speaks for itself, why do you need to argue?
Right?
oh, wow. Okay.
Anyway, no, just follow us on social media. You know where to find us.
Okay, good night, people.
Have a good one.
Keep your stick on the ice.
Mike fell.